There's only one
Yeah,
person
I'm
tapping the
a
screen.
lock in.
Yeah, lock in,
Wait,
everybody. Lock in.
Wait,
It's
can I
about to
stop?
get crazy. Hold on a second. Let me just yell at everybody in the comments. Everybody, what the hell's going on? There's 25 people here. We got 20 likes. I'm seeing. You know I
That
can
was because
see.
me.
You know I
That
can
was me,
see
by the
all
way.
these people. You know I can see the people that are liking, right? All these parts that are on my screen. There's only 4 or 5 of you liking.
Inshallah, Abdullah, I try all that.
Inshallah. Where's your dean? I need everybody to get on their dean and hit that screen. Come on now.
Wait, are you on Google, by the way?
I'm on YouTube.
Oh, Sword Hazim, by the way. There's a guy in the chat. I just want to answer him.
Oh yeah. Now you're good. All right, so we got Hake up here. He said he's the #1 Muslim apologist. Guys, where'd the likes go? I'm not seeing the likes. You think I can't see it? I can see when you're not liking. Look at my screen. Those are your likes. You see this little hearts? 2 people liking. What's happening? 3. One over there in the corner. Okay.
Can I start or no?
Hold on 1 second. I'm paying $20 a month so I can see your likes on my screen. All right.
Have a shut up, man.
All right, everybody ready? We got Hake. Hake is the #1 Muslim apologist. He actually debunked Libiano. He debunked Itachi. He debunked Korra. He's better than all of them. All right, Hake, it's on you, buddy. Let's go. What do you want to do? You said you're going to prove. All right, so today's topic, guys. Today's topic is...
I just want to touch on Christianity. That's right.
You want to touch on Christianity?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to touch on Christianity. Right. So first touch on Christianity, but then we're going to talk about the topic, okay? Muslims can't prove Islam to Christians and Jews. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, go for it, buddy.
Right. So Christians believe of the Trinity, right? They believe that the Holy Spirit is God, Jesus is God. Wait, can I speak, please? They believe that the Holy Trinity is God.
I'm just gassing you up. I'm saying wallahi to what you said. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Okay. So they believe that the Holy Trinity, Jesus and God are all God, but they're not each other, right? So according to them, Jesus came down to earth in his divine form to apparently die for their sins, right? But let me just ask you a question, right? If someone comes in their divine form,
Christian?
No, I'm Muslim.
Oh, you sound a Christian for a second.
I'm just gonna ask you a question. If someone comes in a divine form and come to earth and die for their sins, can they turn back to their spiritual form or no? Because they lost all their powers, right?
Damn. Yo, bro, can I take my shahada with you?
Yeah, if you want to.
Right now, bro. Let's just do it. Come on. After that.
Right.
I'm ready, bro. How do you say it?
Wait, but I'm going to tell you something as well. Like another thing. I'm a preview that Islam's true as well.
You're a what?
And after this, it will guarantee it.
You said what? You're a what?
I just want to prove to you that Islam's truth. I'll guarantee it right now if you want me to.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. I forgot. You gotta prove Islam first. I'm already taking my shahada already.
Yeah.
My bad. Let's slow down. Chill. Okay.
So basically, Muslims believe that the Quran is the final word of God, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the final prophet of Islam, and he's sinless, right? So you guys, you can fact check this if you want, yeah. But you know, in the Quran, the word land is mentioned 71 times, and the word sea, the word sea is mentioned 71 times, and the word land is mentioned 29 times. And guess what?
Sea is mentioned 21 times in the Quran, yo.
Search it right now. You can search it right now.
21 Savage reference.
Hold on a second, guys. Keep going, brother.
The world is made up of 71% land. 71% sea and 29% land. And I'm not done there, bro.
Oh shit, keep going, bro.
Wait, should I carry on?
Yeah, carry on, bro. That was powerful. Keep going, brother. Yo, whoever is hearing this right now and you want to take your shahada with me, because I'm ready, bro. Whoever wants to take their shahada, let's all come up. If you're up on the panel, it's because we all, the angel Jibril descended on all of us right now like a dove. And we're here ready to take our shahadas, bro. Count us in, dog. We are in. You thought Islam was going to become the majority in 20 years? No, it's becoming the majority today, bro. Come on now. All 30 of us in here, guys. Bro. Keep tapping the screen, guys. We're trying to get to 5,000 likes.
Yeah. Yo, guys, if you get to 10,000 likes, the host is taking shahada.
Taking shahada, bro. Chill. Listen, Hake is up here, guys. I'm telling you, bro. I saw him against Libiano. Hake baked him, bro. Hake.
Wait, can I carry on?
Go ahead, brother. Keep going. You're killing it.
Okay, come. So.
Yes, Frito, you get your 4 wives off the jump, brother. Today we're running a special on wives, bro. We got 50% off wives, 80% off concubines, bro. We lit.
Alright, so let me just carry on. Alright, so basically, in the Quran, the main language of the Quran is Arabic, right? You probably know this, right?
Yeah. Facts. Where's he going?
So in the Quran.
Why you keep leaving the app, bro? Are you reading off a script, my boy? Just reading off the Chat GPT script right now. He's like, okay, I'm not say you gotta read Arabic. Okay, we got. Hey, it says C 21 times. Okay, what else?
All right, come. Okay, no, you can actually check this out, but it's fact check.
Okay, let me carry on. Bro, so locked in, dude. Hey, tell me, iron comes from outer space. Come on, you forgot that one, dog. Come on, Muhammad said there was gonna be tall buildings. Come on, bro. I know more than you, bro.
So
Okay, go.
Right, so month is mentioned in the Quran 12 times, and day, which is yom, is mentioned 300. The day is mentioned 365 days, 365 times in the Quran.
Month is mentioned 12 times in the Quran, dog. Y'all didn't know that one.
Wait, hold on. Hasn't.
Hold on. Let him keep going, guys. Guys,
yes,
listen. Hold on. We got it. No, don't worry. We're Hike. Focus on me, bro. I'm the prospect here. I'm the one that's ready to take my shahada.
Okay, no problem.
Keep going, brother. Keep going.
You can practice if you want, buddy.
I believe you, dog. You sound like a genuine person, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, you know what's another one, Hike? Muhammad predicted headphones. Did you know that one? Yup. He didn't even know. Hike, my brother, look, I'm not even gonna lie to you, Hike. You sound a little young. I'm actually gonna drop you.
I'm in your 10, bro.
Huh?
I'm in your 10, gang.
So he's like 16.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
I know, but
I'm not saying the age.
I know, brother. Look, I'm not one of those people that's gonna tell me your age, but I know you're young. It's all good. You did a good job. I want you to keep learning. You know what I mean? Keep studying. But I can't debate you because I don't want to get you in trouble with your parents or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
What? I'm sure my parents.
No, I know, brother, but maybe listen to the top. I'm gonna let some more Muslims up if they come up, but maybe just listen and then you'll hear a little bit about what we believe. Okay?
So you want to take a shahada?
I'm still thinking about it, brother. I'm on the fence. Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit.
Yo, the Bible says Enoch was 365 years old, bro.
Yo, what's going on, Scary?
What's up, guys?
All right, so I got a question. One thing I noticed recently in not just your live, but also other Christian lives is they keep repeating that we worship Muhammad. And it sounds to me like they're projecting their idolatry onto us.
Could be. You never know. That's a possibility, right? I'm not going to say anything. But let me ask you this, though.
Yes.
In Quran chapter 9, verse 29, right? Like, for example, you as a Muslim, do you do what Muhammad says or do you do what Allah says? Let's get real with it.
I do. Of course, everything that Muhammad says aligns with what Allah says.
Right. So if I say that Allah says it, that is correct in the most simplest form. But for me to say, well, if Muhammad says it, it's because Allah says it, that would be a little redundant then, right?
Muhammad says it because Allah commands it.
Correct.
Because the Quran says, sorry, just a real quick, there's a verse of the Quran which says that he does not speak out of his own desire, except it is a
So that
revelation.
Means, again, for me to say that Muhammad says it because Allah says it is redundant, right?
I don't understand the framing.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say to you is that if that is the case, what you just said, that Muhammad doesn't even speak from his own desires, then I don't have to ever really say that Muhammad did something or Muhammad said something. I could just say Allah said it, right?
No, it's not true. You have to say.
Oh my God.
And I'll tell you why.
Let me show you an example here. Let me show you an example.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. 1 second. You know Quran chapter 929, right? The famous jizya verse.
Yes, so let's pull up the jizya verse.
Okay, here we go. So my issue today is not going to be with jizya on its own. I could care less. You guys are evil and you like to subjugate people. No problem. Apartheid laws. But aside from that, I want you to see the first part of this sentence. Fight those who do not believe in Allah in the last day, nor comply with what Allah and his messengers have forbidden. What does that mean?
It means that Allah legislates and the messenger also legislates.
Like a partner.
All right, okay.
Right?
Okay.
They're partners
So,
in legislation
the
a little bit.
difference-
Shirkalicious.
So I'll tell you. Look,
Go ahead, brother.
the prophet does not act independently,
I know
right? So
that, brother.
Allah acts independently,
That's
right?
why
So
I'm
that's the
trying to-
premise.
So if he didn't act independently, then it's not really him that's doing it, right? We could just say, it would be more appropriate to say what Allah and his messenger, or we could say what Allah says through his messenger. That'd be more appropriate, no? Because when you say when Allah and his messenger have forbidden, it's like they're both forbidding things, right? And then you have to listen to both of them. And you're kind of putting them on the same level. That's a little weird. Which makes it kind of even more interesting because when you go down to the next verse, it says, or the next verse, it says, they, the Christians and the Jews, have taken their rabbis and monks as well as the Messiah, the son of Mary, as lords besides Allah. So it's like accusing them of doing exactly what you guys are doing, which is kind of awkward. What you think?
So because the prophet legislates and we acknowledge him legislating, there's no immediate connection to say now you therefore you worship him.
But wouldn't you expect, right? Because don't you guys always say that like Muhammad, he receives revelations?
Yes.
Okay. And how does Muhammad receive revelations typically? Does he receive them? Is it always in the same manner? Or is there different styles of revelation that he gets? Sometimes, like for example, the first famous time Jabril supposedly popped up to him in the cave, right? So that's revelation right there. But did it always happen that way?
Not always, but that's the most common way of receiving revelation.
Wrong. Come on,
How
brother.
so?
How do you not know these things?
Amber
The most
alert.
common way was actually Muhammad getting headaches. I don't know if you knew that. There's actually a hadith about this. I could pull it up if you want. So there's actually only, as far as I've seen, only 2 instances where Jabril actually pops up. One time's in the cave where nobody else saw it. The second time where people were there, everybody was like, that was your best friend. What was his name? Dihya.
Oracle?
No,
Oh,
Dihya.
D.
So that's kind of weird, isn't it? So basically, again, nobody actually ever saw an angel. It was one time it was in a cave by himself. The next time people could have sworn it was Dihya, who was just a guy in the town, apparently a cute guy. And then after that, it was just headaches that Muhammad would get. So don't you think that's kind of weird?
I don't, because I don't think that angels, I mean, we have angels all around us, like humans. We have angels on either side of us. We don't see them. So an angel can present himself where he can be seen, and he can also present himself where he's only seen to the prophet.
I'm not saying he can't, brother.
Yeah, so just because he says he got headaches, or I don't know, the revelation is heavy or whatever it is, doesn't mean that it wasn't through an angel.
What I'm trying to say is this, right? So I think personally that one. Do you know which hadith I'm talking about? Where one of Muhammad's wives was there? Like, it was a public appearance. They were standing outside, and Jabril supposedly pops up, and then his wife, Muhammad's wife, who was standing there with them, said, "That was Dihya, bro. That wasn't an angel." Do you know what I'm talking about?
She exposed him.
I don't know.
Okay. So here, let me see if I can find it real quick. Because to me, it's just interesting that
Wouldn't
His
that
wife
mean
said,
that
"Stop the cap."
Wouldn't that mean that Dihya was just choking Muhammad in the cave for no reason?
well, the way I think of it is that nothing happened in the cave. Muhammad just made that one up. And then the time where he was trying to prove that it was actually an angel, he just got his best friend to stand in. So here, let me show you here. So here, Sahih Bukhari 3634. I got the news, and you got to think about this. This is newsworthy, right? You're like, oh, we're going to get to meet the angel that came up to Muhammad? Great. So he said, I got the news that Jabril came to the prophet while Sulama was present. That's one of Muhammad's wives. Jabril started talking to the prophet and then left. The prophet said to Sulama, which is very interesting, right? Because if he was an angel, this would be a weird question to ask. Do you know who this was? Or a similar question. She said it was Dihya, a handsome person among the companions of the prophet. So this would be like if me and my best friend are hanging out and I ask my wife, I'm like, yo, babe, do you know who that was? And she's like, bro, that's Tommy, bro. Like, yeah, he comes over every week. Yeah. Right. And then she goes, it was Dihya, a handsome prophet, a handsome companion of the prophet. Later on, Sulama said, by Allah. She said, wallahi, it was Dihya. By Allah, I thought it was none but Dihya until I heard the prophet talking about Jabril in his sermon. So she walked away from this experience swearing that Muhammad was just talking to his best friend. But then later, Muhammad was like, guys, he did a sermon about this. He's like, guys, that guy that I was talking to yesterday, I know it looked like Dihya, but Allah just made it appear like it was Dihya. It was actually Jabril, guys. Wallahi, I swear. Wallahi. Was...
Funny enough.
Yo, why they have to throw in that he's handsome, though?
Because it always, bro, you know what? The funny thing about him being handsome is that there's other narrations about Dihya where every time Dihya comes into the scene, everyone has to leave the room. Okay, I don't know for what. I don't know for what, but they always end up being alone for a long time, and then Muhammad comes out getting all these revelations. So you tell me. But
and
anyway,
scary.
Yes.
According to the Quran, Gabriel has the appearance of a perfect man. So if the perfect man is Dihya, like that just
that's
makes
the
it all
point,
the
dude.
worse.
That's exactly the point. Is this like think about it? He's indistinguishable from Dihya. Yeah, like literally, his wife Sulama said, by Allah, it was Dihya. So that to me, it's weird. To me, it's very weird. First case, nobody saw the angel Jabril. Second case, everyone was like, bro, that was just your friend. Kind of awkward. But
I think your reading of the hadith is
wait, are you Muslim?
kind of biased. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can see why you think that. It's all right, brother. I understand.
Yeah.
Listen.
So when Salama says, I thought that was initially her perspective, right?
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying she said by Allah. She didn't just say, I thought it was Dihya. She was willing to say wallahi. She was willing to put her life on it. She was like, I'll challenge all of you to a mubahala that it was Dihya.
Bro, that's not how mubahala works.
She was like, bro, listen. If I'm saying wallahi, what's the difference?
So she said by Allah. When she said by Allah, she's expressing that
her certainty.
Being absolutely truthful.
She had certainty.
Yeah, no, it's not certainty. Yep. She's expressing her truthfulness that she initially thought it was actually Dihya.
And God bless her, I believe her.
Then she realized.
Oh, but she needed two witnesses. My bad, I forgot.
It doesn't say two
Or she was
witnesses.
doing
Where did it say
two
two
witnesses.
witnesses? Yeah,
This is why
your rhetoric doesn't work.
this is why
Your
Muhammad
rhetoric
needed
won't
to
work.
have 11 wives,
Yeah,
because
your
so that at
rhetoric
least
won't
he
work.
could have
Look,
6 witnesses at all
I'm
times.
calling you out on the reading of the hadith,
five and
which
a
is in
half.
clear English,
Huh?
and you're
What?
diverting to something else.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do
Wait,
that.
wait,
Go ahead, keep going.
what's this got to do with 11 wives? Can you tell me?
Yo, MDA.
Yeah, because I saw,
Just 1 second, Sword,
listen,
1
I'm
second.
gonna tell you, because I saw a Muslim sheikh. He was doing a sermon, and he said, oh, people make, they make fun of the prophet. They say that he was selfish because he took 11 wives, but actually,
What's this got to do with the hadith?
I'm gonna tell you. So the guy said, but it's actually, this is one of the, this shows the wisdom of Allah, because he gave him 11 wives so that there could always be 2 witnesses around him at all times to witness his glory and his majesty and power, so everybody could, like, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense, right? It was actually beautiful.
Okay,
But
can you
apparently-
explain what's the relevancy?
Yeah. So, but I'm saying in this scenario, only one of them was there, and since you guys believe that women are half, what do you guys say that they are?
Witness.
They're deficient. They have deficiency of the mind. You guys believe that, right?
Half a brain, half a brain.
Yeah, that's in a different context, but go ahead.
Well, okay, but actually, what context is it in? Because he says, the funny thing,
Yeah,
I read that
so if
hadith,
you-
right? And he gives
yeah,
you,
no,
go ahead. Because look, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna pre-fire what you're about to say. He says, not only are they deficiency of the mind, they're also deficiency of the religion, and he gives a different reason for each. So which one are you talking about?
Yeah, because we have additional sermons. Well, I don't know about much of the Sunni corpus, but we have additional sermons which explain this, right? Where the reasoning why is considered deficiency because of, say, for example, when they menstruate, they cannot.
I knew you were
do
gonna say
some
that.
of their
I knew
obligations.
you were gonna say that.
They
That's
cannot.
why I went ahead and said what I said first, because you're
Yeah, but
wrong.
what you
Because
said,
you're
yeah,
wrong.
what
You
you
want to
said
see
as
it?
well had
You want
like
to see it? You want to
what
see
you
it?
said as well.
That's why you got a
see.
little sad when you heard my explanation, because you were like, "Ah, shit, he knows what I'm talking
No,
about."
because it's got nothing to do with the hadith
Hold on.
you have on the screen.
Hold on. Let's see.
I don't understand why you deflected
It
from the
does,
hadith on
brother.
the
It
screen.
does. Look, because there was only one woman there, so that's why you're saying we can't trust her
I've
thing.
already told you, like, I mean, I
Look
don't
at this.
know
Look
how
at
you
this.
use
Let's
trust.
read it, brother. Let's read it. Look. So it says, "Oh, Allah's apostle." Hold on, my bad.
I mean, I've already told you I don't really read
look,
these collections.
Look. Then he passed by the women and
Yeah,
said,
you're not
"Oh no,
listening,
because
are you?
let me just steel man your position." So you're saying that their deficiency of the mind is because of their menstruation, right? That's what you believe, right? Or that's what you want
No,
to say?
No,
the
he
meaning
meant
where it says
religion.
deficiency.
Did he
in
not just
religion,
say
bro.
that? What?
The deficiency
You
in
asked for the
religion is because
deficiency
of
in religion.
menstruation.
I explained to you.
Perfect.
Yes,
So the menstruation only explains the deficiency in
No,
religion,
this is one
right?
thing.
Okay,
No,
so
this is
how do you
one thing.
explain the deficiency of the mind then?
What, the deficiency of the mind?
Mhm.
Yeah, because back in the time they just needed 2 women as witnesses. It was just
Why?
a
What do
thing.
you
No,
mean?
no.
Wait, back in the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
so-
just
so,
a thing.
So women are
Because
not
because
deficient.
the
No,
yeah,
the
because
deficiency of the mind, the deficiency of the mind, just a second.
I've
The
already
Yo.
deficiency of the mind is that
I've already
Women got
told you that.
women
abrogated, bro.
are women are
Women
emotional.
got hold on. Women got
That's all it
It's
abrogated,
not an
guys.
abrogation.
Hold on. You know how Allah says, "I'll send you a similar or a better one"? He did that with women apparently too. He sent us better women now in 2026. Let's just keep reading it, guys. Let me just keep reading it before you guys cope. All right. Look. Then he passed by the women and said, "Oh, women, give alms. Have I seen the majority of the dwellers of hellfire were you?" So these women, poor women, bro, they're already having to cover themselves. They are not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to go outside. But somehow most of them are still going to hell more than men.
I didn't
Anyway,
realize it was you.
Then they asked, why is it
I've got a question though. Why did we divert from the initial hadith?
I'm gonna tell you, brother. Who was the person that was there, brother? Was she a woman when Dihya popped
we
up?
have,
Okay,
like, for
so
example,
so
one
first we
second.
have to understand
just
what
1 second,
women
brother.
mean.
You keep speaking over people. Right? You've got
What
50
are you
people in the
talking
live.
about? What do you want me to say to you, dude?
Just let me finish.
Everybody keep tapping the screen. Let's get to 20,000
Yeah,
likes.
let me finish.
Right here,
Because
we're having a good time. I'm about to take my shahada. Go
1
ahead, I'm sorry,
second,
brother.
bro.
Keep going. Yeah, keep going. I'm sorry.
Just 1 second. I can't even think.
Mm-hmm.
What you're bringing, I came up because you brought the first hadith, and your reading of the first hadith in of itself was completely wrong. Like the text was clearly in front of you, but you were somehow interpreting it to be something else, right?
MashaAllah.
Additionally, when you were saying that we don't have people who are testifying to who Jibreel was, we have a Sahih narration and Al-Mahasin, which Jibreel literally identifies himself as Jibreel. So as by your criteria, it would fulfill it.
That's a weak hadith, brother. Anyway, let me keep
Nigga,
going.
what do you mean weak hadith? It's an Al-Mahasin.
What did you just say?
Isn al-mahasin.
No, right before you said that.
What?
Did you say the N-word?
No,
Oh, that's a slip of the tongue. My bad.
No, I think
no,
you
I'm
said-
saying
Yeah.
in al-mahasin we have a sahih chain, right? So
brother.
what's the issue with this?
Say, nigga, please. Yo, listen. Listen, brother. You want me? I can show you the video that's a weak hadith, but let me just
Do you know what al-mahasin is? Wait, 1 second.
I
Do you know what
brother.
al-mahasin is?
Yes, brother, I do. Now let me just
What is
finish reading this real
al-mahasin?
quick. Let me just finish reading this. So it says,
Brother,
here,
what's al-mahasin?
brother?
I doubt you know what it is.
For the love of God, brother. For the love. Let me ask you a question, bro. If your story made any sense, right, where Jabril introduced himself, why did he have to go to Wataka?
We don't have that narration.
You don't have what narration?
I've already told you. Like, I don't read Bukhari Muslim.
Oh, you're a Shia?
Yeah, but I'm saying even then, so like,
listen,
even the story you
listen.
presented, even the story you
Brother, for the love
presented,
of
like
God,
your understanding of the story makes no sense. So I'm telling you, we have a reliable narration.
Brother,
al
so wait a
Mahasin,
minute. If you're not
where
even
Jibreel
Shia,
identifies himself.
wait. If you're Shia, brother, why are you even letting me read this one here? Why are you letting me read this? About the women.
When I say I'm letting you, you switch the topic.
Wait, is this
No, no, no,
is
no,
this
no.
a unisex hadith right here? This one applies for Shia and Sunni right here. Is that why you're
Dude,
letting me
you
read
brought
it?
me this hadith.
No.
I know, but you
from
could
the
have just
initial
said
one.
from the beginning that you don't take this. Why didn't you say
No,
that?
That's
it doesn't
okay.
matter.
But that's
No,
okay.
it
That's
doesn't
okay
matter. It's
because
just that
we want to
you're
hear the
not
argument.
saying
I'm
from the
also
initial
a
hadith.
Shia, but we want to
Say for
hear the
example,
argument.
I wasn't a
confused right
Shia.
now.
You were still being dishonest by
So
switching to a
confused
different
right now,
topic.
brother. I'm
when
not,
you have
brother.
a specific hadith.
Look, brother, look. I want to
Brother,
know.
what's
Look,
the
bro,
conclusion
hold
of the first
on,
hadith? You're not explaining.
Just hear me out. Look, I want to know who Jabril is. Okay, I really want to know. So when I see that the one other witness, that was there, was a woman, I have to see from a Muslim paradigm, what do women do? What do women think? How does their brain work? I got to figure that out.
How
You know
is
what
this
I'm saying?
relevant?
Because I'm not understanding how Salama could have been there right in front of Jabril's face and been so sure to say this is definitely your best friend,
I'll explain
Muhammad.
to you this. I'll explain.
But
this
then
to
you guys still are okay with dismissing her testimony.
I'll explain this
And
to
the
you.
only
Okay.
thing that
When I came on the
explains
live,
this is that they have to be dim-witted.
yes, brother, I already know what you're saying.
Okay.
Brother, I completely understand what you're saying.
So you see the
let me
connection
say-
that I'm trying to make, or am I crazy?
Yeah, but I'll explain to you from the part about Dia, right? So when I scrolled, I saw you were saying that, oh, how could Salama, she has conviction that this was a handsome young man called Dia, and this was a Jibreel, because we have a similar story. For example, of the Qawm of Lut, the people of Lut, when the angels came to Prophet Lot, they were as a beautiful people.
Brother,
So
it's
when they
one
were
thing
have
to be
beautiful,
beautiful.
brother, just please 1 second.
No,
Just
because
please
your
1 second.
brother, please, brother.
Just
It's
brother,
one
just
thing,
I let you
brother.
just
Look,
let me finish, bro.
me and you could both be beautiful, right?
Bro,
But it
you need to
doesn't
let
mean-
me finish, bro.
But it doesn't mean I'm gonna look like you.
So, bro, she could still be mistaken. What's the issue?
I'm just saying.
So I'm gonna
let me say
explain
this.
to you, right?
Let me say this.
Let me
You're
just
right.
explain,
No, look,
brother. Let me
look,
just
you're
explain.
right. You're right. She could be mistaken. But isn't
Brother,
this
let me just explain, bro.
Let me just say one last thing. I promise, Wallahi. Okay, look. She could possibly be mistaken, right? Allah could have made it appear like it was Dihya. We already know Allah is, he tends to do these things. But what I'm saying is, isn't this an unfortunate narration? Wouldn't you have wished?
I've
Hold
told you
on.
why.
Wouldn't you have wished that she didn't say this? It would have been better if this
No, it
never
wouldn't have
happened, right?
mattered either
It would have
way.
been much better if Jabril would have been there and she would have been like, "Oh my God, how did an
my
angel
God.
get here?
Let me finish.
This is crazy." That would have been a much better narration, right? This kind of puts
Bro,
a
your objection
damper
is so
on the
weak.
whole thing. It's kind of like, man, Sulama, can you shut the heck? Like, I can understand why you guys want to keep your women a little quiet. You know what I'm saying? She kind of, this would have been
Okay,
the
are
clip
you
of
done?
this would have been the clip of, I'm just saying, this would have been the clip of the century and she ruined it. You know what I'm saying? She could have you could have muted her.
This is horrible rhetoric, man.
Somebody should have
Like,
dropped her at that
this
point.
is actually sad.
Unfortunately,
So
she couldn't
yeah,
get dropped.
so
Go
as
ahead,
I
keep
was
going.
saying, we have other examples such as the angels that went to the Prophet Lot, right? When you know the story. I don't know if do you know the story of Lot in the Quran?
Yeah, it's probably similar to the one in the Bible, right? Where the angels wanted to bang the people or something.
I haven't read much of the Bible, so I mean, I don't
that's
really know
weird.
how
That's
similar it
weird.
is.
That's a weird statement to make.
Yeah. So yeah. So they were
So how do you
homosexual.
know
They were homosexual. 1 second, bro. 1 second.
How do you
The
know
people of
Muhammad's a
Lot
prophet
were
then?
known as homosexual that are engaging in great sin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the prophet, when the angels came to Lot to either give him revelation or as such, they would come to him in the form of humans. And when they came to him in the form of humans, they'll be considered as beautiful people, right?
Mm-hmm.
This will just be the appearance of the angels. So you'll be beautiful in the sense of what the nation will perceive you to be beautiful. So if Salama sees an individual who is known to be extremely beautiful, right? And she mistakes him for an angel who is also being extremely beautiful, she would assume because one individual is known to be the most beautiful, that it must be the same person. But she mistook that was to be actually Dia, and rather it was Jibreel because of the testimony of the Prophet, right? So it's not her saying this is actually Dia. She in the English of the Hadith itself, it literally says, "I thought it was Dia. By Allah, I thought it was Dia," but then the Prophet clarified. So she took the testimony of the Prophet.
Brother, I got you, brother. I know what you're saying.
Wait.
And you said the narration al-Mahasin
I get it.
Can you
I
bring
totally
the
get it, brother.
weakness in
I
the
get
chain?
it. My brother, listen. You're Muslim, right?
Yeah, but you said
Okay,
the
okay.
weak
I get it.
the
I
weak
understand,
chain in
brother.
al-Mahasin.
I know. You're Muslim. It's fine. I get it. It's fine, brother. I understand.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just saying,
fine.
how
Can you
come-
bring the weak chain?
I'm just saying, like, was Jibreel always beautiful like this, or like?
No, when angels come onto the earth, when they're meant to be in the presence of other people, they take on the form of humans.
I know. I'm just saying, like, first of all, was Jibreel always beautiful, like, like since the time of Moses, or was he ugly at that time? Did he get abrogated?
I mean, all the angels would come to, they will be beautiful. Like, I don't know what you mean.
Right. So
I
they were
already
always
said that.
beautiful, right? And we could say beautiful people always probably existed, right? There's probably always beautiful people. So how come in the Bible you don't see anybody confusing Jibreel for anybody else? That's weird.
Dude, that's a personal testimony. How on earth is that relevant?
Your MDA.
How on earth is that relevant? It's a personal testimony.
MDA, do you think a beautiful Asian and a
Brother, you
beautiful
said there's a
Arab
weak chain in
look
al-Mahasin.
alike?
You don't even know what al-Mahasin is.
Yo,
It's fine, brother. It's
MDA.
fine. It's fine. Look, it's fine. Let's just move forward, guys. Let's just move forward, okay? This is
So,
okay. Let's
so
just
does
move forward.
Jibreel identify himself as Jibreel?
Not according to Sunni Islam, brother. I don't know what Shia.
Brother,
you
we
guys,
have
everybody,
a Sahih chain al-Mahasin.
You know what
Do
I
you
don't
accept that much?
understand is how is it that you guys have all these authentic chains, right?
Oh
But
my
then,
God, brother.
Wait, if they're so authentic, how come Sunnis don't believe in your chains and you don't believe in their chains?
Oh, that's so irrelevant,
How
bro.
does
I
that
don't
happen?
care
No,
about this.
no,
I'll
You're
tell
talking to
you
me
why.
as the Shia.
That's
I'll
weird.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Safe. Just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Look, when the Prophet passed away,
Yeah.
there was a split. The split was on who to follow after the Prophet. The Sunnis saw it as a political thing. You follow Abu Bakr.
Yep.
The Shia saw it as it's a political and religious. So yeah, Imam Ali was the rightful successor.
Ya
And so,
Ali, Ya Ali.
of course. And so therefore, like anybody who narrates from the Imams, we accept. Anybody who narrates from their enemies, we reject, and vice versa, right? So they reject anybody who doesn't
So, but what
who disavows the
criteria?
companions.
But what criteria do you use for that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the
just-
criteria of who the Prophet appointed after him. That's fine. Okay, can we actually address
No,
the
I
actual
get
hadith?
that, but if I just want to extrapolate the principle. So, okay. So obviously, from your point of view, if they just so happen to end up being Sunnis, right?
Yeah, we are
then-
more reliable chain. That's why.
They're what?
Yeah, our chain is more reliable and shorter. Can we move on to the actual point?
Brother, hold on. Please. 'Cause I need to understand it. I'm trying to take my shahada. Okay, so if
Brother, it's
if
not
they
about
end-
taking shot.
I
Just the answer.
Okay, look, if they end up being Sunnis, right? I would assume that you guys take them as less reliable, right? Because
Yeah, sure.
they're demonstrating bad moral character, right? By lying about who the Prophet said was the heir, right? Or something like that.
Okay, sure.
That's one aspect, but the more important one is were they opposed to the Prophet's family?
Of course, because that would also show bad moral character, right?
Yes.
Who would dare to go against the Prophet's family, right? But the thing that's interesting to me is that so they would also think the same thing about you, right? That you guys have bad moral character.
Yes, because we disavow the companions.
So this shows you, for everybody listening, that this whole science of hadiths and all this stuff is a bunch of nonsense and it's subjective. because you guys are a bunch of known liars. You guys are a bunch of known liars. You guys are a bunch of known liars and bad moral character, and they would say it's the same thing. You would say the same thing about them. So I mean, so basically, anytime you read a hadith and it says, "Oh, this guy's weak because he was a known liar or he had bad moral character," then we already know that this could have been politically charged.
Oh my God, bro. We have
politically charged related statements, right? Isn't that all that proves? And the crazy part is that it didn't even take a long time for all this nonsense to happen. As soon as the prophet was gone, all of a sudden half the ummah was liars and half pretty much the other, everybody was a liar at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Okay, yeah, you can say that. But the other distinction is this: is that when
brother, speech. Just 1 second.
No. Let me finish the thought.
I don't
Please,
care.
Look, I've been quiet. You've been talking the whole time, bro. Just a second.
This is good stuff.
When the narrators of hadith or the people who authenticate hadith, when they look at it, they grade the narrators on their moral character, but they do not grade the companions. Right? So anybody who lived, who's seen the prophet, is not graded. They basically give him a carte blanche.
We know that.
How does this grading system work? How does this grading system work?
We don't do that, right? Like we actually look at everyone's moral character, whether you're a companion or not.
What is the criteria for this grading system?
Yeah, my brother, look, and I gotta answer the guy in the chats who's saying Shia narrators are in Sunni books. Yes, they are, brother. So of course they pick and choose. Sometimes when Sunnis want to,
bro. Can you actually
when
address?
Sunnis, well, look, let me just say the last thing. When Sunnis want to seem like they're objective, or is it objective? Yeah, well, like they want to seem like they're objective. They'll say, look, we even take some Shia narrations because we're so whatever. But of course, they're only cherry picking in those scenarios. Keep going, brother. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So from the reliable chain, even I brought right from Al-Mahasin, from his father, from Ibn Abi Umair, from Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam, where Jibreel identifies himself to be Jibreel. Is this defeating your argument?
That would defeat my Sunni argument, yes. But this is again, I talk mainly. No, it's not, because I talk mostly to Sunnis, and most of my stuff is based off the Sunni.
Okay, so
I am curious.
Shia Islam?
Huh?
Would this technically incur you towards Shia Islam?
Yeah, I'm about to take my Shia Shahada. Okay, but let me ask you a question.
No, I said, does it technically incur you towards it?
It's a point towards you, but I want to ask you some questions now. So
right.
How does y'all story go? Because you said you don't have the Waraka story in your guys' side, right? So how does your story go?
Yeah, we have a narration that basically just said that the Prophet got the wahi from in the cave, and then he went to tell Khadija about it, and that's pretty much it.
Oh.
No, it's a little more in depth than that. Like, we believe that he knew he was a prophet.
But that's before.
From before he was born. When he reached the age of 40, it was formalized. So that's when it was. Crazy. At 40 years old, now his mission starts.
There's no way that's true speech.
Yeah. No, we believe he was a prophet, and not only that, but he receives the Quran entirely at once, directly.
What?
No
yes,
way.
Yes, of course.
1 second. That's the difference of opinion.
Sounds a lot better than Sunni.
But 1 second, that's the difference.
Way.
Oh my God, bro, that's the difference of opinion. The main coherent opinion.
But
is
it's
that
a possibility with Shia. So Shia Islam scholars disagree, but it's a
not
possibility.
really. Just because you disagree doesn't mean
it's not wrong in all possible worlds.
No, that's not how it works. Just because people have different opinion doesn't mean they're all correct.
But which one of them is not? Correct. Okay, so which one are you ready to takfir though?
Why would you takfir someone on that?
Because if it's wrong, get them out of here. You know what I'm saying? We don't want the ummah to be divided. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to where we are. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
So you're saying if someone gets something wrong, you should exclude them from the religion?
On that topic, hell yeah. If you're gonna tell me the difference is
oh my God,
hear me. The difference between Muhammad receiving revelation piecemeal, like day by day throughout 20-something years, versus him just getting it all at once is a massive difference, and it has humongous theological implications. Please don't tell me that's not a big deal.
Like what?
What do you mean what? It's very like.
Give me one, bro.
He would have. Because then it would be going from somebody who's getting knowledge little by little, right? And then therefore you could explain some of his actions. versus him having all the knowledge to begin with and then trying to ask, okay, well then why
No,
does
because
he...
we even have other ayat in the Quran which says that when you've been given this Quran, you're meant to only reveal this in certain parts. And anyways, and I've told you, the coherent position is...
Wait, but wouldn't that follow? Wait, because now you're agreeing with him. Now you're agreeing with him.
The coherent position is...
Wait, now you're agreeing with... Brother,
Quran,
now you're agreeing with him because you're saying... Wait, so now you're saying...
Let me finish. I take the
thing,
position that he will reveal the Quran... No, let me just finish.
Piece by piece, right?
Brother, just let me finish this part, then you can carry on, okay? So, like I said, the coherent position is that he gets the Quran bit by bit across his life. That's the coherent position.
No problem. I got you. Now, but the first opinion that you disagreed with has backup narrations that back it up, because you just said that one belief. Hold on. You said there's one narration that says he got it all at the same time, and there's other narrations that say
no, it's not about
because
narration.
he got it all at once, but he just kept it to himself and revealed it to others over time, right? There's another narration that says that. So now there's corroborating evidence for that one. That is crazy. And I guarantee you wouldn't even be considering it if they both weren't Sahih, right? They're both Sahih? I bet you they're both Sahih.
It's an opinion of a scholar. It's not narration.
You guys are literally, bro. I'm earning my sip of coffee.
How are you saying this is a narration when I've told you clearly it's not even a narration?
My brother, listen.
It's the opinion of scholars.
Wallahi, brother, I understand.
You said it's takfirable. You said it's takfirable.
I understand.
How would it be takfir over a narration? That makes no sense. Tell me more. That's
fine. Let's move forward. What else? Tell me. Okay, so Muhammad gets the revelation.
So you accept, right? That it's not hadith.
Yeah, I'm about to become Shia. Okay, so now just tell me.
Do you accept that you were wrong when you were saying it's a hadith?
Okay, no problem. Okay, so now he goes to the cave. He goes to the cave. He already knew he was a prophet. He goes to the cave, right? Does the same thing happen like in the Sunni story where Jibreel says?
No, he just had the
that
story.
Doesn't happen? Huh?
No. Of course, the Jibreel comes.
The other guy
tells
said
the prophet to recite this. No, it's wrong. Doesn't matter. He recites it.
Even
but there's no.
you know how the Quran says. Hold on, what's that verse in the Quran?
God. Just because some people get something wrong doesn't mean it's all wrong. Just because you have a difference doesn't mean everyone's wrong.
Just a second. You've been talking this whole time. Just a second. Calm down a second. Look, the Prophet can read and write in over 70 languages.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with it.
Can you please?
He can read and write.
Just calm down for a second. No. Can you please just calm down a second? I just want to make a statement. I'll be quiet.
No.
I'll make a statement and be quiet.
No way. He can read and write. Oh my God. The one thing that Muslims always say was also a disrepute.
Yes, this is standard our belief, right? He can read and write in over 70 languages.
Bro, that's got nothing to do with it.
Safe, please.
70 different languages. So Muhammad was how does he go from being illiterate to being a linguist, bro? That is crazy, bro.
Because that's something that his enemies made up to make him look bad.
Now I know Muhammad was a fictional character, bro. I swear that wallahi he was a fictional character.
Our belief of the Prophet is completely different than the belief of the Sunnis. They're not even the same people.
I'm hearing.
So when the angel said read, he didn't threaten him, read and squeeze him, and the Prophet said, I don't know how to read. That didn't happen.
He was like, I definitely know how to read. Well, Muhammad was like, oh, recite? What language you want me to say it in? I swear to God.
They were saying
You're not showing how this is an issue.
Let me show you something. Here, let me read this. Let me show you because it's funny when the Quran says this, right? And for the boasting, we unalived the Messiah, the son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, but they neither unalived him nor crucified him. Even those who argue for this crucifixion are in doubt. We could say the same thing about Muhammad's literacy. Those who say Muhammad couldn't read and write are in doubt. They have no knowledge whatsoever, only making assumptions. They certainly...
So, how has this got anything to do with what I've just said?
Scary. See how they cannot meet.
Brother, how is it possible, brother?
Bro, you're actually just here for the rhetoric. I haven't actually seen you yet provide something serious.
Wallahi, I'm about to answer.
I haven't seen you provide anything serious.
I'm about to be serious right now. Okay, let me calm down. Okay. All right, brother, look. How is it possible, right, that the same one figure, right, and supposedly both groups were there to witness it, and they were writing very early on Hadith, almost immediately, we could say. How did they end up with two completely different characters?
Bro,
just because some people lie upon the Prophet
I'll tell you why.
Doesn't mean it's true. Oh my God, space! Just wait a second.
All right, I'll jump in after. Go ahead.
No,
Can you
don't
stop
jump in,
bullying?
bro.
Can you stop
Don't
bullying
jump in, bro.
speech? Just stop harassing speech, bro.
I'm giving a hadith. You're saying something else, bro. So
You said stop. Stop
yeah,
making me look bad,
just
brother.
1 second. Just 1 second. Just because people lie upon the Prophet doesn't mean they lie upon him in totality, right? Because we have even in historical, historical events, we have reasons to say that he wasn't illiterate or such. For example, the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, right?
Right.
The
And then on his deathbed, he asked for a pen and a paper, right?
Yeah, so we already knew that he was capable of writing. Like this, there's no issue with this, right? So the Prophet was always able to read and write. There is no issue with this as such. But when he went in the cave, when
I just love how he goes
to
from
him,
not being able to
just
read
1
and
second,
write to
brother.
being the best reader and writer, bro.
No, we never affirmed he was illiterate. We've never affirmed he was ever illiterate.
Not you, I'm saying the Sunnis, dog. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, the Sunnis. That's a different issue.
Keep going,
But the thing is, when he was in the cave, when Jibreel came to him, all Jibreel told him to do was recite what Jibreel was dictating to, was speaking to him, right? That's all it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like anything pass forward which the Sunni hadith might allude to. So I still need to see what the issue is with what we have presented.
There's no issue, brother. You're Muslim, right?
Yes, I am Muslim.
Okay. Yeah, no, we don't expect Muslims to see issues with anything, honestly. To be real with you.
I want you to present the issue.
No. From a Muslim paradigm, there's never an issue with anything.
No. I'm very open.
Okay.
Can you present the issue?
You're open,
Yes. Can you present the issue?
brother. Don't be open, brother. It's okay. Listen, it's fine, brother.
Don't be open.
Look. This is the thing, brother. One thing I've come to learn is, you know how they say, like, there's a saying out there that says, "Don't argue with Muslims." You know what I'm saying? There's no point, but I get it.
But yet the Christian church, I don't know if they're church father, but church authority, they used to respond to Muslims. So I don't understand what your point is.
Look, let me ask you this: do you guys believe that the Bible's corrupted?
Yeah, sure.
You do.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a heavy consensus. Okay. Do you believe that Muhammad preached continuity of the previous scriptures?
Yes, bro.
Wow. Isn't that like burning the candle at both ends?
How?
What do you mean how?
What do you mean burning at both ends? What does that even mean?
Yeah. So people basically say if you're burning the candle on both ends, that basically means like you're fighting against yourself. You're saying basically I'm saying your argument is working against you. Your own argument is working against your own position.
Yeah, and I asked you how.
Because you're trying to prove continuity while at the same time claiming that the book that proves the continuity is not trustworthy.
No, because we don't affirm complete corruption.
Okay, now let me show you what problem that presents. If you don't claim complete corruption, right, then what you're saying is now, if I find something that can disprove your claim within the book that you're telling me to reference, you could just say that part's corrupted, right?
Well, it depends. I don't know what you mean by this. Like, are you saying like if there's a certain event?
Hypothetical. I'm not saying any specific example.
Like a historical event or like a theological position?
Anything. Because you're just saying,
you have to be specific.
like for example, does the Quran tell you that what is specifically corrupted in the Bible, or does it say they just corrupt the Bible?
No, it alludes to some passages which are corrupted in the Bible.
Okay, but does it tell you specifically?
Yes, I just said it alludes you to the passages that are corrupted in the Bible.
You literally just said it alludes.
Yeah, for example, the story in Exodus of Moses when he took his hand out from under his armpit. What was it in the Bible?
All right, let me give you another example. Okay, there's literally a Bible in the.
What do you mean? Give another example.
I'm gonna give you one example.
Can you just explain how I didn't answer you?
You did, but I'm about to give you an example.
Thank you.
You're don't worry. All right. So there's a Bible verse that says, he says, even if we or an angel from heaven should come and preach to you a gospel that we did not preach to you, let that angel be eternally accursed.
Okay. How does it not apply to Paul?
That's Paul speaking there. Number one.
Oh, is it?
And number two, yeah. And number
two.
Wait,
is Paul speaking?
my understanding, yeah, maybe, but I could be wrong. But just hear me
So
out.
if it's Paul speaking, why would I take that as an authority?
Just, oh my God. So you don't take it as, so that part's corrupted, right?
No. Why would I take Paul as an authority?
No problem. So that part's corrupted, right?
No, I don't believe he's to do with anything with Jesus in the first place.
Correct. So whatever he wrote about Jesus is corrupting the message of Jesus, right?
Sure.
Okay, then. So again,
I mean, it doesn't have to be in its entirety,
your book
for sure.
is telling us to go to the previous books, which from our point of view includes Paul's writings.
Doesn't matter what
you at the brother, it does, because you're appealing to us to tell us
Scary.
what to do about what we have.
Scary. Where does it say to go to the previous books?
It literally says to Muhammad even, it says, if you are in doubt,
Oh,
go to the
1094?
people
You
of the
want to talk about 1094?
Sure.
You want to bring it up?
Can I?
No,
So safe.
just 1 second, speech. Just 1 second.
Safe. I gave you lots of seconds. Please let me respond to this, and then you can jump in afterwards.
I gave you lots of seconds.
Yeah, you can jump in afterwards. So look, in the Arabic language, we have a term called Iyaka ani wasma'i ya jara. This is pre-Islamic. It's a mode of speech, and what it means is that I'm talking to you, but I'm addressing someone else. Right. So when the Quran says, "If you are in doubt, ask the people who read the scriptures before you."
Why do Muslims always do that? Yo, Arabic has the most loopholes in it. I swear to God. It's like it's designed for liars, bro. I swear this language is designed for liars, dog. Like, if you want to lie, learn Arabic, dog.
It's about being specific.
You can tell your wife, like, babe, when I
do the
said,
same thing in Hebrew.
Babe, when I said that I was sleeping with another woman, what that means is that I love you.
You do the same thing.
Like,
with
you
Hebrew.
wallahi, that's what it means, babe. Like, I swear, in Arabic, you just don't know Arabic, babe.
What do you say?
Let me just land the point. So Iyaka ani wasma'i ya jara. So if you look at Arabic poetry, pre-Islamic poetry, right? They use this mode of speech.
Like the one that says Muhammad split the moon? There's a pre-Islamic poetry that says that somebody split a moon before Muhammad even existed. Like that Islamic poetry or what?
No, I'm being serious.
I'm being serious too. You said Islamic poetry.
Oh
right,
my God, bro.
right. I said pre-Islamic. Pre-Islamic.
Yeah, I'm talking about pre-Islamic too. There's a pre-Islamic poet, Arabic, that said that there was a moon splitting incident, and he wrote before Muhammad. Was he a prophet?
Okay, I don't know about that, but let's talk about that after. So just give me a minute here. So you can address someone or talk to someone, but you're addressing someone, another audience, right? When the Quran says, if you are in doubt, ask the people who read the scripture. Please, the second, when the Quran says, when you're in doubt, if you're in doubt, ask the people before you. It's talking to the unbelievers, not talking to the Prophet. The Prophet himself said that I never asked and I never doubted. Now, the reason why this even came down in the first place is because the unbelievers of Mecca, they asked the Prophet, they said, why did God send you a human? Why didn't he not send an angel or some other spiritual being, a supernatural being, etc.? And the Prophet said, ask the people who read the scriptures before you. This is God's tradition. He always sends prophets that are men.
Right. I got you.
Yo, I've never heard these takes before in my life.
It's all good. It's all good. I don't see how does this help your position though?
It's not appealing to us having to look to your books in order to ascertain what is true if we are in doubt.
Who's being told then to look at the books?
The unbelievers of Mecca.
Okay, no problem. That would be me. That would be Neo. That would be
Yeah, the explanation would be this from the Hadith in of itself. When they ask for a general thing, the general thing would be where an individual, like why shouldn't the Prophet, this individual, be coming as an angel instead of why he came as a human instead of an angel, right? Would you agree that this is the general thing within in all religions where prophets are humans and not angels?
Sure, brother. What I'm trying to ask you is this,
brother. In Christianity and Judaism,
let me get it clarified. Hold on, let me just get it clarified. You guys are trying to tell me, and which I don't have any problem with you guys saying when it says here, if you are in doubt, you're saying it's not about the prophet, right? This is saying to just general unbelievers, right?
It's
Yeah, because if
addressing
you
the
go 10
unbelievers,
verses
yes.
down, it shows it's an indirect address. And
I
we
have
have
no
other
problem
examples.
with that. I will literally even I actually like that better for my argument. Because if
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
gonna
no issue.
say
Then like you let me
so
finish.
perfect. So now let's say that can we say Christians and Jews would be unbelievers?
You know, sure. I mean, the exact context will be the mushriki and the pagans of Quraysh, but that will be sure. I mean, it's talk about referential, right? So I'm explaining this to you.
Brother
For
went
example,
from saying in general to it's only the people that live on Muhammad's block. Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? Pick a side, dude.
yeah, if you want to be
Pick a side.
specific
It's
to
like
the
I
actual,
swear
yeah,
you
if you want
guys
to be
are
specific to
you guys are
Allah,
literally
if you want to
evolving
be
your
specific
argument
to
right
the
in
reason
front of
of
my eyes
revelation,
as you're hearing
if
my
you want to be
positions. You're like, oh no, wait a minute.
1 second.
Oh shit, I freaked up.
You want to let me finish or no? If you want to be
No.
specific to the reason of revelation, yes, it will just be the mushrikeen of the Quraysh. But I'm saying in general for the principle of the ayah, right? So, like I said, for what they asked and what they were referred to, they were referred to a general understanding which every religion affirms. That, for example, the prophet will always be a human instead of an angel. So this is a general thing that we all affirm, right? So general, you can go ask a people back in the past about general truths that come about, and if these general truths are true. So if you look into the previous verses of the Quran, I don't remember on the top of my head what they're currently about specifically, but they're about stories of the previous prophets, right?
Brother, what does this mean right here? Because I'm actually
Yeah,
scrolling up.
just let me finish. Just let me finish. Just let
I
me
thought
finish.
you were done, brother.
So these people will be told, okay, go back to the people who've read the scriptures and ask them if this is true in its general sense. Like, did Moses do this? Like, did Moses go through this?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. So here, check this out. What does this mean, though? Because I actually just scrolled up to get more context on this verse, and it says, today we shall save only your corpse as a sign to all posterity. What the hell does that mean?
Well, this is talk about Pharaoh.
Pharaoh?
Yeah, Pharaoh, I'm pretty sure.
Let me see, because I never saw this before. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know what this means, but let me look up.
Yeah, that is corpses preserved.
Oh yeah, it's talking about Pharaoh. Okay, no problem. All right, let's keep reading.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read. So look,
understand?
check this out. Because look, we brought the children of Israel across the sea, right? Then the Pharaoh and his soldiers pursued them unjustly and oppressively. So this is talking about their escape from Egypt, right?
Yeah.
So in other words, this whole context where 1094, where he says, if you are in doubt, go ask the people of the book. The main thing that we could say that they're talking about, one of the main things, is the Exodus event.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Now, the problem with the Exodus event from the Quran and the Exodus event from the Bible is you guys only say that there was only 7 plagues.
Why does it say that?
You want to find you?
Yeah, 7 plagues.
Let me pull it up for you. You didn't know that? Let me pull it up, brother. Let me find it.
No, but I want to know, like,
pull it up.
What's this gonna got to do with it?
Pull it up. Because the main example that he's telling them to ask the disbelievers to tell them to go to the people of the book is completely wrong. What verse?
How so? Okay.
Show you. Pharaoh was only given. Let me show you. This is good stuff. I'm glad that we're all learning today, guys. And you know what, guys? Look, I appreciate you guys are being pretty chill so far. You're not being super unreasonable. All right, here we go. Quran 17:101 and also Quran 27:12. Let me see. Yeah, let me pull it up. Quran 17:101 says, and we had certainly given Moses 9 evident signs. So ask the children of Israel, blah, blah, blah. And also Quran 27:12 mentioned the 9 signs to Pharaoh. You with me? Here, let me pull it up real quick.
Okay. Is this the 7 plagues you're referring to?
Yeah, because the problem is that when you read them all, right, when they go into detail, it says 9 signs, but actually out of these 9 signs, only 7, is either 6 or 7, I forgot the exact number, but let's say it's 7. 6 were plagues and 2 or 3 were miracles. But in the Bible, it's completely different.
Okay, what's the difference?
In the Bible, there was 3 miracles and 10 plagues. So it would have been 13 signs. So way
I think
off.
you should just show the references for both.
Yeah, I'm about to pull it up. Hold on a second. All right, 1 second here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now put your hand through the opening of your collar. It will come out shining white, unblemished. These are 2 of the 9 signs for Pharaoh and his people. So you see, 9 signs. So it was very interesting because even here you can already see that one of them is just a miracle. He says, now put your hand through the opening of your collar. It will come out shining white and unblemished. So this is a sign that Allah is giving to Pharaoh. But in the Bible, in the story of the Bible, there's 3 signs, if I remember correctly, that Muhammad or that Moses gives to Pharaoh before the plagues start happening. Right? Because basically what God is doing, he's saying, look, I'm going to show you 3 miracles. I'm going to turn a staff into a snake. I'm going to make your hand leprous, and then you're putting it into your jacket and take it out, and it's not going to be leprous. And then there was one more. I forgot what it was. But anyway, those were like, that was Pharaoh's first opportunity to repent, because he was supposed to see
I don't
it.
believe the staff that turned into a snake was in front of Pharaoh in the first place.
Who cares what you think, brother? I'm pretty sure that's in the Quran.
Well, you're arguing from our paradigm.
Just brother, just listen to what I'm saying.
Like it was in front of the magicians.
You're literally giving me like red herrings right now. This has nothing to do with my
Well, how?
position.
This was in front of the magicians. It's also in the Quran.
Brother, whose magicians were they?
They were magicians. Like, I don't know what you want to say.
They were just random magicians walking around? Whose magicians were they?
No, they were magicians in Egypt.
Whose magicians were they?
I don't know. I haven't looked at whose they were. If you could show me.
They were Pharaoh's magicians, brother. The only reason the magicians appeared, and maybe you don't know this because it's not in your Quran, but in the story of the Bible, Moses started doing. I'm gonna show you. Look, Moses started doing what they thought was magic. So then Pharaoh called his magicians to say, "Oh, you got magicians. I got magicians too." And then they challenged each other. But just hear me out. That's literally irrelevant. It's gonna make this topic way too long. Irrelevant. The point is that in the Bible, there's 10 plagues given to Pharaoh, and there's 3 miracles. So in total, those would have been 13 signs. Okay? If you mix the plagues with the miracles. In the Quran, he's clearly telling you, with the miracles and the plagues included, there's only 9 signs. Okay?
Wait, so... Okay, so it was not regarded as a sign then. Like, I don't understand.
Okay, brother, but my point is this. So now when you go back to 1094, when he says, first he says, oh yeah, we gave Moses 9 signs. Go ask the people of the book. The people of the book would have been like, no, he got 13 signs.
Wait, so you're saying the sign of just because I haven't read this. Just for the sign of the staff turning into snakes, right? You're saying this isn't regarded as one of the 13 signs of Moses in the Quran?
It is, brother.
Well, I want to. So there's on 13 mentioned. That's why I want to see the Bible reference.
You literally want me to show you in the Bible where there was a snake, a staff
Just the
turned into
reference.
a snake?
No, just the reference of the 13.
Okay, I got you.
So, guys, God bless.
God bless this.
Did you get the verses, or do you want me to read them off to you?
So here, look. See right here?
No, I would like the Bible reference. I'm saying.
God, okay.
Also, is this AI?
Exodus.
Yeah, no, we can.
No,
we can
that's
find it.
the water.
I'm just trying to get through it quickly.
Okay,
Here they go.
Go ahead.
Here they go. Exodus 7:8 through 13. Staff to serpent. Exodus 4,
Okay.
6 through 7, hand leprous white. Exodus 7 through 12, 10 plagues. See?
And so the Quran only brings 7 plagues, you're saying?
Correct.
Yeah, I'll have to look at this. I haven't seen this before.
So it's really weird, right? Because it's literally the story that's being referenced in Quran 1094. If you look at it, if you go back to Quran 1094, and this is, I mean, look, I understand. Look, this is weird, right? Look at 1094. Before he says, if you, O prophet, or if you unbelievers are in doubt about these stories that we have revealed to you, then go ask those who read the scripture before you. The stories that he's talking about. Jesus Christ.
I mean, this wouldn't like go against what I've said, because I said it was a general thing as well.
My brother. It goes against what Allah is saying, brother. Please, let's be serious.
How?
He literally says, I'm telling you the stories about the pharaohs and Moses. And if you doubt it, go to the people of the book. And the people of the book have a story that's completely different.
Okay, so if
That's
they
weird.
brought it back to the people of the book, would they say this stuff didn't happen?
They would say this is wrong.
No, would they say this stuff didn't happen?
They would say this is wrong. And you know what's else?
Brother,
They would, you know what? Let me-
the entire point is
No,
saying
brother,
that the books, that the story is even true.
No. And you know what makes it even weirder, brother, is that out of the 10 plagues that they got, the 10th one is actually the one that causes the Exodus.
Yep.
They wouldn't even have left Egypt if it wasn't for the 10th one. And
Okay,
that's
bro.
literally the
I
one that
don't-
they don't talk about.
The most
You
important one.
And it talks about Passover, which becomes the central focal point of the whole Bible, Old
Yeah.
and New Testament.
This is specifics, right?
So this
Hallelujah.
shows that Muhammad had no idea what the Bible was even about. The
So is this
Bible
specific
is
then?
basically about the Passover.
Yeah, but is this about specifics then?
Huh?
That's what I'm telling you, because I already said from the very beginning, this will be about asking the people of the book about general things that they
Brother,
will, of
this
course,
would
agree upon.
be similar. I'm trying to think of a movie right now. What's a good movie, bro? Like this
But
would
this
be
one
like
thing, like,
similar. This would be
generally
like
correct.
similar to saying like, yo, the movie The Matrix without explaining who Neo is. You get what I'm saying? Like it's that bad.
That's a horrible analogy.
Or like Cinderella without explaining who Cinderella is.
Right, like, you know what I'm saying? It's really
What?
weird because, again, brother, when you look at the Old Testament, the whole Old Testament after, let me give you another one. The
So the
Jewish
Quran not
calendar,
classifying
hold on
one
a
as another.
second. The Jewish calendar was given to calculate the Passover.
Okay.
God created the sun and the moon and the stars to calculate times and dates and seasons. And then he uses those moons, the lunar calendar, to calculate the Passover. He literally says on the night of the Passover, he says, this is for you to be your first month, the first month of your year. They didn't even have a calendar before the Passover was revealed.
Okay. I
And you
don't
guys
get
didn't
what
even know that it happened. That's crazy. Okay? And
Dude,
then
I'm asking you how this is relevant to
and
what
then
I
in the
said.
book of Corinthians, Apostle Paul says, Jesus Christ, our Passover lamb, a lamb without blemish and defect, has been sacrificed for us. No wonder
Okay.
you don't understand the sacrifice of Jesus. Come
Dude,
on,
that's
bro.
fine. But you're not
Come on,
explaining
bro.
how
But
this
I
do
is
wanna
going against
say
what I'm
something
saying.
scary.
Huh? Did you know that?
Bro, I'm asking you, how does this go against with what I've said so far?
Because
can I
your
explain
book
it?
is weird. Like, bro, you don't know
Oh,
the
bro.
whole Bible. Like, hold on. Look at this, bro.
Oh my god, bro.
Even before Moses, right? There was a man named Melchizedek, and he blessed Abraham with bread and wine. Okay? He blessed Abraham through bread and wine, and then Jesus comes and he blesses us through bread and wine. What is
Brother,
the
I'm
one?
asking you, what's this
what,
got to do
what is,
with the verse?
what is the Quran? Are you guys allowed to drink wine?
No.
What's it got to do with the verse? I'm
Isn't
so
that
confused, bro.
awkward? So it sounds like it's a
Extremely.
different God. In the Old
Dude, what's it got
Testament,
to do with the verse?
God
I
blesses his
came up
people
with the
with
verse.
wine. In the New Testament, God blesses
You're
people
bringing me
with
something
wine,
external.
and
I'm
then
asking you to
your
do the
God
verse.
says wine is not allowed. Oh, I wonder.
Oh my
why
God.
would that
I'm asking you
be?
to do with the verse.
Maybe Satan doesn't want you to have salvation. Could that be a possibility?
Hello, like I'm
Yes.
asking you to
Because
confirm the verse. I've
you
already
guys
explained
always
this to you.
say no,
I've
wine is
explained this to
forbidden
you.
because it's bad
This
for
is a
you.
general,
But so is
the
cousin
prophet-
marriage.
Allah is telling you.
So is
Allah
child
is telling you
marriage.
to
Cousin
ask these
marriage is
people
also
in a
bad
general
for you
sense if
in
these
some
stories are
senses,
true.
but how come that's not abrogated?
Like if an individual in that time goes back and asks
Hello?
the Jews and Christians,
Wallahi.
would they say
Stuck.
that this didn't
He's
happen?
stuck on Passover.
I know he
He's
is.
stuck.
I know he
But
is.
I don't blame him. Because
Dude,
this
I mean,
is
it's got
such a-
nothing to do
hold
with the
on.
verse. I don't understand
It
why you're
does.
bringing
It
this
has
up.
Let me
everything to
explain
do
it
with
to
the
you.
verse, brother.
Let me
It has
explain
You're not
it to you.
explaining.
everything. Hold on,
If
hold
they
on,
went
hold on.
back, if 1 second, just once, you're not answering this one question. If they went back and if the pagans, right, if you had a time machine and you went back and the pagans brought this to the Jews and Christians, would they say this didn't happen?
What?
Would they say this didn't happen? Because that's the entire point of the verse.
Would they say what didn't happen?
That the stories happened that was mentioned
They would
previously in the
reject the
previous verse.
Quran.
If you went to the people of the book and you said,
Yeah,
hey,
look,
remember,
read the verse 10 and 4 again.
if you went to the Christians and Jews and you said, yo, you remember that time where God gave Pharaoh 9 signs? They would say no. They would say no.
No,
They would
bro,
say
I was asking a simple
They
question.
would say, bro,
It's a
he
simple
gave him
question.
12 signs, and the last one is the most important one, and
So-
you guys
so
don't
it's-
even
it's
have
clear
it in
you
your
don't want to
book.
answer my question. No, it's
You
clear
guys-
you don't want to answer my question.
Brother, can you show
'Cause
me the
I'm
Passover?
asking you a simple
Look,
question.
let me
Would
show
they
you,
deny it?
Let me show you something really cute. I've never
No,
shown
bro,
anybody
it's
this.
incredibly clear that you're not going to answer my question.
Let me show you something
I mean,
really
the
cute.
Passover threw me for a loop too scary.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
watch
first
this.
found
No,
out.
it's
I'm gonna
incredibly
make,
clear. You won't
I'm gonna
answer
make
my
the
question.
Passover. Hold on, I'm gonna make the Passover
no,
even.
brother, you're not
Hold
insulting my
on,
question.
brother. Hold on. Wallahi, this
Sorry,
is
you're
gonna be
not
great.
answering my question.
Watch this. You ever heard Jesus Christ answer?
How are you dodging my question? Just answer the question, yes or no.
Hold on.
Answer it, yes or no.
What verse
Your
in the
question
Bible?
doesn't even make sense. That's how lost you are.
Wait, go on,
Just listen
Sajda.
to
How
him.
does my question not make sense?
It doesn't.
How? Tell me how.
References the phrase.
How are you two stuck? Just answer my
love
question.
God with all your heart and mind and soul. Anybody ever heard this statement from Jesus?
I'm asking
I'm
you
gonna
the
show you
question.
something- I'm gonna show you something
if
real
you read
cute.
the verse,
I'm gonna show you the cutest thing you
stay
ever
in the
heard.
Quran.
This is real
the question's
cute. Check
against
this
me.
out.
Stay in the Quran.
Check this out. Check this
I
out.
brought
Watch
this
this.
from
Watch
the
No,
this.
beginning.
he's scary, bro.
Watch this. There's one in. I
I
think
brought
there's
this
one
from the
in
beginning. From
Kings.
the reading of the ayah.
Hold on.
From the reading of the ayah. Is the entire point. You go ask them these general stories.
Here,
and
watch
see
this.
if they
Watch
are
this.
true or not
Watch
true.
this. All right, look at this. In Matthew 20, I think it's this one. if
Oh
I'm not
my god, why are you
mistaken.
bringing me Matthew? Answer the question.
I'm gonna show you something,
Yeah,
brother. I'm
I
trying
can
to
answer
show
No,
you.
him.
answer my
Most-
question.
I
I'm
can
gonna show
answer
you.
him
No,
if you want.
no. Do not. For the
Why?
love of God.
Why?
Dude, for the love of God, guys.
Why?
Here, watch this. I'm just
Look,
gonna show you
I'll ask
how
Sajda.
important.
If you don't want to answer, I can ask Sajda.
Let me just
okay?
show. No, brother. Look, trust me. We don't care about your red herring. I'm just gonna show.
How am I
people-
red? What's the red
I'm
herring?
gonna show
Go
you.
on.
I'm gonna show you something.
I'm asking you within the Quran.
Just chill out, brother. You're panicking. Just let me finish my statement, okay? Look.
How am I panicking? I'm asking you to answer a question.
Don't worry, brother. Just because I'm trying to show something while you're trying to ask me a question. So just wait.
So does that mean you're gonna answer it or not answer it?
Possibly.
What do you mean possibly?
Just find out, brother. Just stick around. All right, here we go. Matthew or Mark chapter 12. Let's read from verse 29 here. This is very cute. So, one
Bro,
of the
you're just so
teachers.
disingenuous, bro.
Don't worry, brother. Just give me a second. I want to show you because look, brother. This is what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. The Passover is literally the most important.
That's fine.
Just
bro,
hear
brother,
me
you need to
out.
understand.
No.
That's
It's
fine.
okay, brother.
I've already heard you. You're saying the
All right, I'm
Passover
just
is
gonna-
significant because of the moons and the star. I understand.
It's
Okay.
not why. It's not why. That's not the only reason. Just give me a second. Literally, guys, the Jews were given a calendar, the Jewish calendar, to calculate the Passover. Okay, when the angel of death came to unalive all the firstborn, they had to have the blood of the Passover as a sign so that they wouldn't get unalived. And then right after that, they got freed. Okay. Now watch this. One of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating. Noticing Jesus had given them a good answer, he asked, of all the commandments, which is the most important? The most important one, answered Jesus, is this. Hear, O Lord Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. So what's the most important commandment? Is loving God with all your heart and mind and soul and strength. Now, I want you to think about something. Jesus Christ here, he's talking to, who are these? Teachers of the law, okay? So was Jesus Christ making something up that was never heard before? No, right? He was talking to people who knew the Old Testament. And what did he say? What did they answer him when he said loving God is the most important thing? They said, well said, teacher. So they agreed with him, right? So now let's take a look of an example in the Old Testament of what it looks like to love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. Because what does that really mean? Does it mean going like this? Like, oh, I really love you, God. I swear I love you. Is that what it means? Or what does it mean? Let's take a look. I think it's in Kings, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's this one. Okay, there we go. 2 Kings. We found it. All right, here we go.
23, 25.
Remember, guys, this is so important for you guys to remember. When Pharaoh and all the Egyptians had the Israelites enslaved in Egypt, one of the biggest things was that there were all the gods of Egypt there, okay? And then basically when God freed them, he kind of basically immediately starts referencing, he's saying, we have to go to Exodus, we have to read this, but let me just, in Exodus, he says, I will bring judgment on all the gods of Egypt on the night of the Passover. I don't know, do you guys know that? We'll pull it up in a second.
Yeah, and he mocks all the gods of Egypt.
Yes.
With every plague.
Look at this.
I love it.
So here in 2 Kings, this is a time where people had stopped celebrating the Passover. And because of this, they had started falling into God's judgment for years and years and years and years and years and years. All of a sudden, I forget who this king is in 2 Kings, but it says here, the king gave this order to all the people, celebrate the Passover to the Lord your God, as it is written in this book of the covenant. Neither in the days of the judges who led Israel, nor in the days of the kings of Israel and in the kings of Judah had any such Passover been observed. But in the 18th year of King Josiah, the Passover was celebrated to the Lord in Jerusalem. Furthermore, Josiah got rid of the mediums, the spiritists, and the household gods. So this is a theme that plays out over and over. Every time God gives his Passover, all of a sudden, all the other gods get destroyed. Furthermore, the household gods, the idols, and all the other detestable things seen in Judah and Jerusalem. Then this is the did to fulfill the requirements of the law written in the book Hilkiah the priest had discovered. Now look at this. As soon as he says that he celebrated the Passover, what happens? Neither before nor after Josiah was there a king like him who turned to the Lord as he did. How did he turn to the Lord? With all his heart, with all his soul, and with all his strength, in accordance with the law of Moses. Right? So how did he do it? By keeping the Passover, right? Let me go back, show you guys Exodus 12. Look at this, Exodus 12, okay? The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in Egypt, this month, meaning whatever month this is to be for you the first month of your year. This is the first time that God is giving his people a calendar. Tell the whole community of Israel that on the 10th day of this month, each man is to take a lamb for his family, for each one of his household. If any household is too small for a whole lamb, they must share one with his nearest neighbor, having taken into account the number of people that are there. You are to determine the amount of lamb needed in accordance with what each person will eat. The animals you choose must be a year-old males without defect, perfect lambs. And you may take them from the sheep or the goats. Take care of them until the 14th day of the month, when all the members of the community of Israel must slaughter them till twilight or at twilight. Then they are to take some of the blood and put it on the sides and the tops of the door frames of the houses where they eat the lambs. That same night, they are to eat the meat roasted over the fire along with the bitter herbs and bread and made without yeast. Do not eat the meat raw or boiled or roasted over fire with head, legs, internal organs. Do not leave it until morning. If some of it is left till morning, you must burn it. This is how you should eat it. With your cloak tucked into your belt, your sandals on your feet, your staff in your hand, eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. On that same night, I will pass through Egypt and strike down every firstborn, both people and animals, and I will bring judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord. The blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. No destructive plague will touch you when I strike Egypt. This is a day you are to commemorate for the generations to come. You should celebrate it as a festival to the Lord, a lasting ordinance. Okay? There was one other part. I thought there was a mentioning of a bone.
Yes.
What happened, Karkan?
That's
look at this. Look at this. Oh, here, look at this.
Theologically,
remember
it's
where,
so different.
Remember when Jesus, didn't they like not break his bones? There was a verse in the New Testament where they didn't break Jesus' bones. Am I right? Look at this. Do you know why they didn't break his bones in the New Testament? It says this. Because the Passover lamb, Passover restrictions, says right here, it must be eaten inside the house. Take none of the meat outside the house. Do not break any of his bones. What verse is that in the New Testament, guys? What verse is that?
John.
John?
19, 34, 35, one of those verses. Look at John 19, 34 to 36.
This is it. This is it.
It's got to be in there.
This is, what do you think it's a coincidence that Satan leaves out the Passover from the Quran?
No, I just looked it up. I was wrong. It's John 19, 31 to 33.
Okay. So it says here, when he had received the drink, this is
You know
after
what's
Jesus,
scary?
hold on a second. When he had received the drink, Jesus said, "It is finished." With that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. Now it was the day of preparation, and the next day was to be a special Sabbath because the Jewish leaders did not want the bodies left on the crosses during the Sabbath. They asked, look at this. And this is what, bro, you have to understand when these muzzies try to tell you that the Bible is corrupted, they don't even know how many connections there are between the Old and the New Testament. You think they have anything like this between their Mecca surahs and their Medina surahs? They don't. Look at this. They asked Pilate to have the legs broken. Oh, of course, I lose my connection right now. Hold on a second.
Kind
All
of
right,
laggy. Scary.
Yeah, no, my connection is getting bad. But look, they asked Pilate to have the legs broken and the bodies taken down. Could Pilate break his legs? The soldiers therefore came and broke the legs of the first man who had been crucified with Jesus, and then those of the others. But when they came to Jesus, they came and found that he was already dead. So they did not break his legs.
Boom.
Hello?
And to answer your question, 63,779 cross-references
Cross-references.
within the Bible as a whole, between the Old and the New Testament.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So literally, when they say the Quran is the Muhammad, no, it isn't. The New Testament is the Muhammad over the Old Testament. Okay? Stop letting them lie to you. So all of these things, look what Apostle Paul says. This is why they removed it. It's weird, right? Were they doing conscious editing? Sure was. Satan was consciously editing the gospel, for sure, because he was leaving out the most important parts. Why would they just randomly leave that out? Look.
Because it proves Christianity if you leave that in.
Correct. Because Satan doesn't want you to get the gospel. Look at this.
He doesn't want you to be saved.
Look at this. 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 6 through 8. Your boasting is not good. Don't you know that a little yeast leavens the whole batch of dough? Get rid of the old yeast so that you may be a new unleavened batch, as you really are. For Christ, what is Christ? Our Passover lamb has been sacrificed. You see? Christ, our Passover lamb. So is it a coincidence again that when Jesus was about to die, literally he was about to die, and he said, I really want to keep the Passover with my disciples with you. What does he say? Look at this. What does he say? This cup is the new. Do you think it's a coincidence that the new covenant gets established on the Passover? Luke 22:20. In the same way, after the supper, he took the cup, saying, this cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you. Here, is it Matthew 27? I think it is. Let me see. Where's all the Muslims at, dude?
They boycotted you in the chat.
No, they're contemplating over this whole Passover thing.
They're cool.
Like when I first came across it, I was so mind blown. Not even funny.
Damn, where's the Passover in the Matthew? Hold on. I thought it was Matthew 26, or is it Matthew? Yeah, it is Matthew 26. Why am I in 27? Hold on. Okay. Look at this. When Jesus had finished saying all these things, he said to his disciples, as you know, the Passover is in 2 days away, and the Son of Man will be handed over to be crucified. So Jesus knew that the Passover signifies his crucifixion? The Passover is a sign of his crucifixion? How does that work? Hold on, let's see the next one. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, mind you, this is literally the day or the day before that Jesus is about to get crucified. On the first day of the festival of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, where do you want us to make preparations for you to eat the Passover? He replied, go into a city of a certain man and tell the teachers, my appointed time is near. Why is his appointed time of getting crucified so close to the Passover? I am going to celebrate the Passover with my disciples at your house. So the disciples did as Jesus had directed them and prepared the Passover. While they were eating, Jesus took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave thanks and gave it to his disciples, saying, take and eat, this is my body. Then he took cup. When he had given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. You get it? And this is the story that Muslims decide to leave out of their Quran. Come on, bro.
Boom.
This is crazy.
You're cooking like you're a Christian, dude. When are you gonna become a Christian, man? What is this?
Facts.
You're a better Christian apologist than some Christians, and you're not even Christian. What's going on?
Brother,
you need to come back to the Lord, bro.
Facts.
No, but it's crazy, right? Because literally, you know, the things that the Quran abrogates and leaves out, right? Like I said, drinking alcohol. Why that? Out of all things, drinking alcohol was always, people always drank alcohol in the Old Testament. They just said don't get super drunk. That's all they said.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get drunk.
They
Getting
drank
drunk
wine.
is a sin.
Jesus, one of his first miracle was turning water into wine.
First miracle, turning water into wine. Right? In John chapter 6 or 53, Jesus literally said, whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life. So, of course, and so they'll tell you, no, brother, it's because alcohol is not good for you. It causes some bad things. And you tell them like, well, but like in all instances, no, some people can drink alcohol, but like we know some people, but for other people, so for the sake of everyone's well-being, let's just not drink alcohol. That's what they say. Okay. But what about cousin marriage?
Good
What about writing in possession?
No, that's allowed.
What about smek slavery? That's pretty
allowed.
lawful.
What I'm saying, the reason why I bring up cousin marriage is because it's inherently bad for the person who does it, right? Like smek slavery it's not bad for them.
Well, for your offspring, not for like the person who does it, but for the offspring for sure.
That's the other thing, right? So it says here. So anyway, Jesus says, look, John 6:53. Hold on. Why does it always take me to this long ass list? This is right before the Passover now. Jesus said to them, I think there's 3,000 people standing here, or it's either 3,000 or 5,000. I forgot how many that he fed the bread and the fish to. And he says, Jesus said to them, verily, truly, I tell you, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I'll raise him up at the last day.
You're breaking up a little, host.
Am I breaking up?
Is it me, guys, or is it him?
Yeah, it's
No, no, it's same.
scary breaking up.
Yeah,
Oh, you're breaking up.
Let me know when it's better.
You have a dive connection.
A dive connection.
Okay. Anyway, guys, I think it's pretty obvious already, right? Can you guys hear me?
You
Yeah.
did a great job. Yeah, we can hear you now. You're in that sip of coffee.
I'm done now. There's no more left, so it's over for me.
Well, scary. I don't know how you deal with these like Muslims because the way they just obfuscate and move the goalposts.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know what?
Yeah,
I
bro.
enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. Because there's so much that they don't
You're
know,
reading the
right?
verse and he goes,
There's so much that
like,
they
you're
don't
reading
know.
the verse to him. He's like, oh, what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, it's literally like this, guys. It's like if somebody took the Bible, right, and just like created like a 5-year-old, like a little kid version of the Bible, right? Like the Quran is just Adam and Eve came, and then Moses came to Pharaoh, and then Muhammad is here. Like they don't understand the intricacies, like all these intricacies that are in the Bible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me cosplay being a Muslim just for a moment here. So, what if I say those were the laws of the land of that time, right? But all that's been abrogated. We're in it's for the Arabs or for the people of the Quraysh tribe. We have a different law, different way of doing things.
Yeah, that's totally fine. My thing is that it's not so much that it couldn't be abrogated. It's just the idea that you didn't even know it happened.
But they could just say that's like, well, the Quran or Allah does know it when it happened, but it just it just doesn't mention it.
No, but the problem was
Right.
what was it? Scary 1094, right?
Yeah.
Jamal can even stay on track.
Yeah,
on that
brother,
one.
go to
brother.
the people.
Hey, yeah, you have to remember, guys, 1094, right? We used to use 1094 in a different way. We used to say, okay, 1094 is telling you to if you have a doubt about anything, go to the people of the book. That's not really how it's written. It's written, if you have a doubt, it's kind of, Muhammad, Allah supposedly is telling Muhammad stories of the prophets. And then the one he mentions right before 1094 is about Pharaoh and the Exodus. And then he says, if you have a doubt about this. So it's literally if you have a doubt about this specific story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you haven't touched the biggest problem. You touched
What
it
is
like
it?
a bit.
What is it?
The biggest problem is that the Quran denies the 10th plague.
Right.
Now, why it's so important? The 10th
Yeah,
plague.
we've
Without
been
the 10th
talking
plague, there's no Exodus. Without
Right.
Exodus, you don't have the Passover. Without Passover, you don't have Jesus. And without Jesus, you don't have Christianity.
Wait, he just said all of that right now.
Oh.
And even the stories like the 9 quote unquote plagues the Muslims have, those don't even align with the Bible.
Yeah, I know, but the 10th is the most important.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
No, of course the 10th is the most important. The 10th is literally what causes the Exodus.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And if you look, like I said, guys, do your own, when you're on your own time, what the hell is this? Well, that was weird. In your own time, I want you to look up the Jews in their, what is happening, bro? Are you guys seeing me or is it tweaking?
I can still see you.
This thing keeps popping up on my screen. It's crazy. Anyway, when you look in the Old Testament, right, the whole Old Testament is just this history of the Jews. They're just showing you how they go from believing in God and doing whatever he says to doing something different, okay? The one thing that keeps reoccurring is that whenever they are repenting and going back to God, it's always indexed by somebody celebrating the Passover. You could just look this up. It just happens over and over in the Bible, in the Old Testament. Who's that guy? Wasn't there? I'm probably gonna put my foot in my mouth because I think there's even another story. You guys remember the serpent in the desert, that Moses raised up, the golden? Was it a golden serpent?
It was a bronze serpent.
A bronze serpent.
Or copper.
Yeah,
If I'm not
that's
mistaken,
another foreshadowing of Jesus.
yes, it's a foreshadowing. But I think even that one, there was a king. I forgot what king destroyed the bronze serpent.
Yeah, Hezekiah.
Hezekiah. I think he even does that right after the Passover, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Let me look this up real quick.
Gary, just take a Christian Shahada, bro.
No.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Just repeat after me.
You see all these connections. It's like, yeah, all of this cannot be a coincidence, man.
No, it's not really.
Crazy connections, man. All this cross references.
There's so much of it, guys. And I hope, I don't know, because I was trying to explain this to Sister Salumi yesterday. I think it kind of goes over people's heads a lot. But I always try to get across, when Jesus was crucified, right? What was he charged with? What was the charge that he was charged with? In the Bible, it says he was charged with being the king of the kings and not the king of the kings, the king of the Jews, right? So that was his formal written charge. But I try to get this across that if we say that Jesus Christ died for our sin, right? But his formal charge was claiming to be the king, right? There's some connection between that and our sin. You get what I'm saying? Did everybody catch that yesterday when I tried to point that out? And so when you look at Genesis, when Eve was tempted to eat from the fruit, the only thing that made her do it was that Satan said, if you eat from it, you will be like God. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It always goes over people. Never mind. Just forget that.
No, go ahead. Explain.
My bad. I'm washing dishes, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Right. So when the Bible says that Jesus came to and he died for our sin, right? Our sin is generally just becoming arrogant and putting ourselves above God. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know it sounds... All I'm saying is Jesus got crucified for claiming to be the king. That's what he got crucified for. Okay? Officially. That was the charge above his head.
Well, that and just being the Son of God, the Messiah.
Yeah. Well, but the thing is this. So that was the Jewish interpretation. But by the time they had to bring it to the Romans had to find an actual Roman
reason.
Charge. Yeah. So
the Romans didn't care about him being the Messiah.
Yeah, they don't care about him being Messiah. He got charged with basically treason because Caesar is the only king. So there can't be another king besides Caesar.
Yeah.
Anyway. But yeah, so I really basically today's topic is about Muslims can't prove Islam to Christians and Jews. So this is kind of like I was trying to make a twist on the Islamic dilemma, but I don't care so much about proving Islam to be false. I'm just saying Islam cannot be proven to Christians and Jews because they're simultaneously trying to claim continuity while at the same time saying that they can say any part that disproves their continuity claim could just be corrupted. So it makes it an unfalsifiable claim.
Yeah, man. No continuity at all, man.
Yeah.
Because when you read their text, you can see that they copy from the Jews' text and then they copy from the Christians.
Yep. And this is just across the board. Islam is just full of unfalsifiable claims, right? Like they'll tell you perfect preservation of the Quran. But then you can find, no matter what thing that you can find to prove that it wasn't perfectly preserved, they'll say, oh yeah, but Allah allowed that. Companions are telling you, no, bro, we forgot stuff. Allah's like, no, brother, I made you forget it. You get what I'm saying? Oh, but look,
Yeah,
there's all these different 7 variations of the Quran. Oh yeah, that's because it was revealed in 7 variations.
That doesn't even make any sense. How
It
is
doesn't
that
even
even
make any
possible?
sense.
Did the other guy
yeah,
said Muhammad
they
spoke
make
like
things up
70?
as they go,
Right,
go along.
and then oh, but wait a minute. There's this one thing that it's not in the Quran, but we still keep it as part of Sharia law. Oh yeah, brother, it's because that's a type of abrogation. Abrogation of the text, but not abrogation of the ruling. So they just keep making shit up. So now
It's all that law.
So with all the loopholes, how can you prove or disprove perfect preservation? It becomes completely irrelevant. So they do this with everything. They do this with everything. Same thing with yes, God wanted you to have evidence that Jesus Christ got crucified because he made it look like he got crucified. It's just over and over and over and over the same nonsense.
It's so funny, man. Just thinking about that is just funny.
There's a statement. Look, there's a statement in a Hadith, right? Yeah, hold on a second. There's a statement in the Hadith, right, where the people were basically, I'm assuming they were telling Muhammad, yo, why do you keep forgetting things? And Muhammad's answer is, I forget and am made to forget to establish the Sunnah.
That doesn't even make sense.
So that's like equivalent where their God is saying that, you know what, I make it appear that Jesus got crucified.
Right. The exact equivalent. Oh, he didn't forget. I made it appear like he forgot, but it was actually me abrogating it.
Yeah, the God playing games now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. But just imagine a person like this in real life. Right? Like, oh, babe, why did you forget our anniversary? Oh, God made me forget. It wasn't me. Like, what the fuck?
He cannot be trusted in our society today.
At all. Babe, why did you cheat on me? I saw you cheating on me. No, Allah made it appear like it was me. Like what?
They'll probably be behind bars. 80% chance.
What do you mean? Like, I heard you in your dream last night. You said that you were cheating on me. No, but you don't understand that Arabic has many meanings. So when I said I was cheating on you, that meant I love you. Like, it just non-stop, dude.
Meaning.
It
doesn't mean I'm cheating. It just means there's different ways to explain how.
There's different ways to explain it. Why do you have 11 wives and unlimited concubines and we can only have 4? Oh, it's because there has to be more witnesses to my glory.
Miracles,
to all my miracles. We need more witnesses around me, so I just get to bang more chicks.
And the funny thing is when each Islam individual answer a question, when he goes to another one, it changes. So there's no consistency, even in their fuckery.
Inconsistent fuckery, exactly, bro. Describe Islam in one sentence. Inconsistent fuckery. That's exactly what it is, bro. That's exactly right, bro.
That's scary. How are you, man?
What up, Christ? How you doing, man?
I'm alright, bro. I'm alright. How was my live yesterday? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did enjoy it, brother. We had a good time in there. We baked a couple of Muslims like usual. But yeah, you know, I'm glad. I'm gonna keep doing more with you guys, bro. Honestly, I got a chance to finally talk to Ennis in there.
Ennis is a good man. Ennis is a good man. All right, listen, we need to stop with the whole like banging chick stuff. We actually got a female on the panel, bro. So just
I'm sorry, sister.
Let's chill down. But it made it appear. It only made it appear that I was banging the girl. But anyways.
God bless you guys. I appreciate that. I didn't hear half of the stuff. I was washing dishes.
Oh, okay, good.
Allah made her not hear.
God covered her ears. Thank you.
Amen, bro. I had no
Allah made
idea
it
what you
appear
guys
that you heard it. Trust me. Allah made it appear.
Fair.
So someone in the comments, Scary, I just want to address this. Someone said that Jesus allows polygamy.
No, he didn't. So there's things. I just learned this recently. Here, let's find that verse. There's a verse in the New Testament that I thought was interesting. Somebody showed me this well, they didn't show me this, but I saw it in a video. There was a New Testament verse where the Pharisees or the Sadducees were asking Jesus, why did Moses allow divorce?
Yeah, because of their heart and heart.
Because of their heart and heart. Hold on. What verse? In the New Testament, did Jesus say
No
why
facts only, sir.
Moses allowed divorce? Because I guess the take is that God told them they're not allowed to divorce, but then for some reason Moses allowed it, right? Is that the take?
Well, yeah, because in the beginning, right, God
Someone
created
said
man and
Matthew
woman.
15.
The two become one, right?
I
And
got
that's
it
how
right
it
here.
always supposed to be.
Yeah, look
But
at this.
then divorce was allowed because of their hardened hearts.
Yep. So here, Matthew 19, verse 8, it says, Jesus replied, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard, but it was not this way from the beginning. So I don't know exactly the whole thing because I haven't really done research on this topic, but I saw this, like I said, on another TikTok.
But I will say this, though, scary, okay? So although divorce was allowed because of their hardened hearts, when it comes to polygamy, right, it is not like prohibited in the Old Testament, in the Torah. There is no ruling that prohibits a second or third or fourth wife. What it does say, though, is that a king is not allowed to have so many wives where it like basically turns him away from God. And that's in Deuteronomy 17:17. So when Jesus took on flesh and he walked amongst us, he spoke about this right here, what you're talking about, to let us all know that we need to go back to the way things were in the beginning and just be one man, one woman, become one flesh, and that's it.
Yeah, so this is the part, because
he actually references Genesis 2.
But the part that I'm trying to find out is, did God say that they could give a divorce certificate, or did Moses just say it?
No, that's Moses' law.
Right, because it says here, haven't you read, he replied that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female and said, for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So this is the will of God here. So that they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Right. So the will of God is that they don't separate. Then they asked him, well, then why then did God ask Moses? Then why did Moses command that they give a wife certificate of divorce and send her away?
Okay.
Right. Jesus replied, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. This is Moses allowed this thing. Right?
Well, Moses never acted outside of what God wanted, right? Because he's a prophet of God. Divorce was already happening, right?
Here goes Sajida
So what?
being afraid to say it. Sajida,
No.
don't be afraid to say it.
I'm not
Sajida.
afraid of anything. I'm being honest.
It's okay. Look at what he's literally explaining. The teachers
Can
are
I just
asking
finish
Jesus.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just
sis,
finish
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying? So divorce was already happening, and these are guidelines that were set to protect the women.
Right, but what?
So it's not like God came out and said you are now allowed to have a divorce, but
Right.
because they were already doing it, he set guidelines so that women don't get abused and taken
Right.
advantage of in the process.
Right, but what he's showing
Yeah,
here. Go ahead.
And also remember that in those times they were living under the law. And they had a lot of laws that they had to obey each day.
Right. But then there's another verse so what the point here, guys, is that literally the Pharisees and Sadducees are telling Jesus, like, it was always the will of God for the people who get married not to get divorced. But then Moses made a thing where he said, okay, if you do it, give her a certificate or whatever. So this is like basically like it's not his like will. He doesn't want this to happen, right? But he's saying, okay, whatever, I'll allow it for now because I'm working within the community of like basically evil people. But then my understanding is that even with that verse of the concubines, who was that? Was that David?
Solomon.
Was it Solomon?
Yeah, Solomon.
I heard that he didn't even sleep with them. Is that true?
He did. No, he did.
Then it was David then. There must be another one. It was David or Solomon that didn't sleep with them. Hold on.
Solomon's an interesting character. That's all I'm going to say about Solomon.
But with Solomon, we know that he had a lot of females, but we don't know exactly whether he slept with all of them.
Yeah, see, I just want to reiterate as well. When it comes to Solomon, yeah, this is not God's command to have those concubines.
Right.
Not at all.
Yeah, 2 Samuel chapter 20, verse 3. Look, David took his 10 concubines, put them in a house under guard, provided for them, but did not go into them.
You'd be racking a Muslim's brain with that. Like, why would he do that?
Imagine that.
Because
Imagine that. So sister says, why didn't God condemn it? And Emily, Jesus just said why he did it. He said because of their hardened hearts.
And that's why when Jesus came, then he abolishes Moses' law, and then said, now instead of you guys having so many wives and whatnot, just one man, one wife. That's it. Two become one.
He didn't abolish it. No, he didn't.
Yeah,
Remember,
let's be
he also
careful with the
says,
verbiage.
yeah, not abolish. He didn't come to abolish. He came to fulfill.
He fulfilled. Sorry, fulfill. Yeah, he came to fulfill it.
Yeah. So what it shows, guys, is that God's will from the beginning was for one man and one wife to get married and stay together forever. But then God basically allowed certain things because of their hardened hearts, right?
Yeah, and you see it throughout the Bible, like, and you see that it's not the most ideal setup, right?
What'd you say, sister?
And Hagar went to, what are you talking about, man? Hagar went to Mecca, man.
Stop it!
Oh, man.
Yeah, guys, look.
They're gonna hear you and they're gonna say you affirmed it, bro.
This is why. Doesn't the Bible say like if the law had been perfect or something like that, there wouldn't been a need for a better one? Doesn't it say that?
Wait, what was it? If what?
What law to be perfect?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it says that in the New Testament. There wouldn't have been need for a better one. Hold on. Something.
Are you relating this to? Are you relating this to Islam?
No.
No, to the Old Testament and the New Testament.
Oh, he's talking about the covenant.
SubhanAllah.
Hebrew 8:7. It's saying, for if that first covenant had been faultless, then no place would have been sought for a second.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Hebrews 8:7.
But it happens that it did became faultless. So a new one has to be created till eternity, correct?
No, brother.
And then it says, because finding fault with them, he says, behold, the days are coming, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, with the house of Judah. Hebrews 8:8.
There you go, a new covenant.
Here.
Yeah, it was prophesied also in Jeremiah 31.
Here, but Jesus had been given a greater work to do for God. He is the go-between for the new covenant. This covenant is better than the old one. The new covenant is based on better promises. Suppose nothing had been wrong with that first one, then no one would have looked for another one.
Stop the cap.
You see?
But you can see it says there, but God found fault with the people.
Bro, I swear you guys get defensive about everything. I swear to God.
Well,
but
I'm defensive. I'll agree with you, Scary. But it's all love, Scary.
Let it ride, guys. Let it ride.
Whatever, bro. Whatever.
Let it ride.
But since
everyone repeat after me. Everyone repeat after me. There is only one God.
There, that's what you do. Repeat. Ikra.
Yeah. So basically, what it is that like you're right, Brother Christ. It's basically the covenant. The old covenant was impossible for people to keep it perfectly. That's the point, right? So it's not that it's inherently imperfect. It's just it's actually too perfect so that people couldn't keep it. Right? So that makes it basically not perfect for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, babe, you're not perfect, but you're perfect for me. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you agree that we are all imperfect? Don't you agree that we are all imperfect and have a corrupt state?
Oh, for sure. That's why the Apostle Paul says the law became a curse, right? For us.
He took on humans are goofballs.
Well, this isn't even the covenant. Doesn't really mean the law. It's about the covenant. So why is this a better covenant? Like, because our mediator is Jesus.
No, it is the law. It is the
He
law.
laid
The covenant,
down.
the covenant is the terms of the laws are the terms of the covenant. So it is together. Yeah.
But it's two separate things though. You can't conflate the two.
It's not two separate things.
It is. Look it up.
It isn't.
Look it up.
It isn't.
You're conflating.
It isn't. What do you want me to read it out?
Wait a second. Is the law and the covenant, aren't they two separate things? I always thought that.
No,
They
it's the
are.
same
They
thing.
are.
No,
it's
the
not.
covenant is the promises made, but they only are valid if you keep the laws. It's the terms and conditions of the covenant.
Yeah, but
You can't separate it.
so the covenant is like the relationship or the agreement between God and His
The
people.
covenant is the agreement. The
Yeah.
law is
And
the
the
terms
law
and
is like the
conditions.
instructions. Yeah,
It's
the
terms
terms.
and conditions. Yeah, so you can't separate them.
Yeah, but like just because you have a new covenant doesn't mean you have a new law.
I think you do. Yeah, I think that is I think that's literally what he's saying here. Yeah.
Hey,
Look,
listen.
hold
Sorry,
on.
Caleb has now. No. We're starting a petition. We're going to start it today. It says we are starting a petition to officially make scary an op.
An op?
Watch.
Why? He'd be my favorite op.
Watch this. I'm pretty sure there's a verse that says that verbatim what Sister Sajida just said. What verse?
Even the
says,
Lord said,
if a new covenant, there is one. If a new covenant, new laws. Watch this. It does say that. I think it's in Hebrews.
if even the Lord stated, keep my law and my commandments.
Watch this. Watch this. Hold on. Please don't make me look dumb. Hebrews. Yep. Hebrews 8 verse 7. Let's pull it
It's
up.
the one you just read.
No. I was reading another chapter.
I read Hebrews 8 and 7.
Oh yeah, it was Hebrews we were just reading, right?
But it didn't say that the new covenant is coming with new laws.
It does say. Watch. No.
For if there had been nothing.
Every covenant has to have a
Verse
law.
No place. No. See. So where's the?
I'm gonna show you.
All right, hold on. Let's see.
So here, look.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because
no such
every
thing as-
priest, every high priest is appointed to offer both gifts and sacrifices, and so it was necessary for this one, meaning Jesus, to also have something to offer. If he were on earth, he would not be a priest, for there are already priests who offer gifts prescribed by the law. They serve at a sanctuary that is a copy of the shadow of the heaven in Moses, whatever. Hold on.
Where are you though? What are you reading?
Hebrews chapter 8. But in fact, the ministry Jesus has received is superior to theirs, as the covenant of which he is the mediator is superior to the old one.
Yep.
Since the new covenant is established on better promises. Right? Hold on. I know there's a part that says this. Here we go. This covenant. No, it's not it. Hold on.
It's not in there.
It is, I promise you. And also look at this too. Look at this. By calling this covenant new, he has made the first one obsolete, and what is obsolete will outdated soon disappear. I know it's in here. Hold
Because
on,
we don't follow the
I got you. We're
the
gonna
old
find
priesthood.
it, dude.
Jesus Christ is our new priest.
Hold on.
Jesus Christ is our mediator.
I promise
He
you I'll
laid
find
down
it.
his life for us. He wrote down the laws in our heart. It is a better covenant.
Let's scary. This is a teachable moment for
It
one
might be
of our
Hebrews 9. Brother, he's trying to, oh, shoot, I'm making myself. Hold on.
No, it's good. It's good. I love this.
I remember
Scary,
this.
I love you, bro, but please don't use NIV, bro. Can you at least use
The Lord fulfilled
I
it
love
all.
NIV.
No, bro, that's disgusting.
You know how many moments like this I had scary when I was learning?
I'm not having a moment, sister. Bro, it's already turning into a moment. Hold on.
I know it's there. I know.
I'm gonna trick AI into making this for me. I'm gonna say, find me this verse, bro. All right, hold on. Hold on.
He's gonna legit the AI.
Find me the verse
telling you,
that
it doesn't exist.
addresses that the new covenant. It does, bro. I know it does. The new covenant.
Listen,
has
if it
have
existed, I'd be baked,
new
bro, because
laws.
I'm messianic. It doesn't
I promise
exist.
you because
trust me.
because it's the one about Melchizedek. I promise you. Hold on.
Then it's got to be talking about the priesthood, not the law.
Yes, it is. But the priesthood is what establishes the law. Hold on. It's another
No,
one.
what, excuse
Hold
you?
on. Watch. That addresses Melchizedek. Watch.
Melchizedek, yeah.
Melchizedek. And
Melchizedek.
and wait,
He's
what's
got
the
a
thing?
deck of
It's
thumbs.
about. Hold on. It's about it says when the priesthood changes, the law also has to. That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it says?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Yes. I'm sure about that. And the
You sure about that?
Sure about that.
I just realized that's a
Okay,
meme
I wait.
right
I
there.
wait for the verse, my brother.
That is a meme, and he's doing it on purpose. You sure about that?
Watch this, watch this, watch this. Watch this, watch this, watch this.
Here we go, here we go.
I'm about to hit you with the
Hebrews 7,
fa.
verse 12.
Right there. For when the priesthood changes, the law must change also. Fa.
Where are you, Hebrews what?
Has the priesthood, hold on.
Watch
Has
this.
the priesthood,
Wait, let him. Hebrews what?
Stop.
7:12,
One second. Has the priesthood changed?
Yes.
But from who? From who to who?
From Aaron to Melchizedek. From the order of Aaron to the order of Melchizedek. Watch this.
When did we go from Aaron to Melchizedek?
And then from Melchizedek, you went to Christ.
No. Jesus is the order of Melchizedek. That he's a priest in the order of Melchizedek. Look at
Jesus
this.
fulfilled all.
Look at this.
So he's the last one.
It's all right. Let him work it out.
Hold on. Yes. And the 10th to the 10th. One might even say Levi, who collects the 10th, paid the 10th through Abraham because Melchizedek meant Abraham, whatever. If perfection could have been attained through the Levitical priesthood, and indeed the law given to the people established that priesthood, why was there still need for another priest to come, one in the order of Melchizedek, not in the order of Aaron? For when the priesthood is changed, the law must be changed also. He whom of these things are said belonged to a different tribe, and no one of that tribe has ever served at the altar. For it is clear that our Lord descended from Judah, and in regard to that tribe, Moses said nothing about priests. And what we have said is even more clear if another priest like Melchizedek appears, one who has become a priest not on the basis of regulation as to his ancestry, but on the basis of the power of an indestructible life. For it is declared, you are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. This is in Psalms, I think. The former regulation is set aside because it was weak and useless. For the law made nothing perfect, and a better hope is introduced by which we draw near to God. And it was not without an oath, because other priests without any oath had become priests with an oath, and God said to him, the Lord has sworn and will not change his mind, you are a priest forever. Because of this oath, Jesus has become the guarantor of a better covenant. Anyway, you guys get it, right?
Yeah, but this is talking about like the Levitical priesthood. And all the verses that you saw, that you read.
Think about what it
is
says.
Jesus in line with Melchizedek, right? He's in the order of Melchizedek, right?
Yes.
Yes. So think about what it says. Is when the priesthood changes, the law has to change, right? On what night did Jesus Christ say, "This is my blood of the new covenant"?
Okay, but it's not talking about like the entirety of the Torah. It's talking about the Levitical priesthood. And the verses that you read talks about it. Okay, so it does change that. You are right. You are 100% right that it teaches that there's a change in the law, right? But the context with what you read is explaining to us which law, what is it talking about? And it's talking about the Levitical priesthood, which you learn about in Leviticus, in Torah.
What about
right? So our priest is Jesus Christ, which means we don't follow the Levitical priesthood anymore. But that doesn't mean now the Torah is abolished.
No, but the laws have been
changed.
fulfilled. The laws change. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He says when the priesthood changes, the laws change also. So the
he's
laws
absolutely
change.
right. He's not wrong here. But the thing is that the law that we follow is through Christ.
Right.
There's no issue with this.
The
He's
new
absolutely
law.
right.
Even Apostle Paul said, "I'm not under the law, though." What did he say?
under
But I
grace.
am under Christ's law. He said, "But I am under the law of Christ." That's what he said.
Well, I disagree with all of you, and that's okay. I like having this position, but under the law means like the
Is this your
adjudication
inner
of the
Jew?
law.
Are you Jewish, sister?
No, I'm Messianic. I'm Christian, but I'm Torah observant.
Okay.
So I don't
I
believe
see.
like
Now-
the dietary
now-
laws and
now-
everything were
now, no
abolished.
problem. No problem. I think that there is another verse, and I gotta find it maybe, that I think it basically says that like the promises of the old covenant are not
equal.
no, not that they're not equal, but that they're not like done away with. Like if you just so happen to want to put yourself under the law, you will still get the promises of the law, essentially.
No, but none of us are really under the law because there's no Sanhedrin, there's no temple, the Levitical priesthood is no more. right? Like under the law means like as far as like how these like I don't know, like these punishments would be carried out, how it's adjudicated. We're not under a Sanhedrin. Jesus Christ is our priest, Jesus Christ is our temple, right? So that's what it means under the law. We're not
but
under
sister,
the Sanhedrin
if
anymore.
you're agreeing then that Christ is your priest now, then you have to agree that it says if there's a change of the priest, then there's a change of the law.
Yeah, but what law you have to prove to me that it's talking about the entirety of the Torah.
What other law?
It's talking about the Levitical priesthood, like the sacrificial system. It's done away with.
But
we don't have to sacrifice animals anymore.
Under what priesthood are your laws from?
It's all the same law.
No. What I'm saying is every law, whether it's Levitical or otherwise, they all have their laws under their priesthood.
What do you mean? It's all the same law. It's the same law.
There's the order of Aaron. There's
so
the order
so
of
in
Levi,
Jeremiah 31.
The order of
wait, hold on. In Jeremiah, hold on. So now you're mixing. You're conflating. Hold on, Bernie. You're conflating, right? So the priesthood, the Levitical priesthood, is done away with. The sacrificial system, we don't do anymore.
It's not saying that it's not saying that it has to be only the Levitical priesthood is done away with.
So then show me where it says everything else. Show me where all the laws in the Torah are now abolished.
It says right here for when
wait,
the
but
priesthood...
brother, just let me finish. Let me finish. Because then it would mean that you could marry your sister, you could marry your mother, you could marry your cousin, you could eat human flesh.
Wait, what?
So it doesn't make sense to say that now the entirety of the Torah is done away with.
No,
I disagree with that.
No, sister. What it's saying is this. Look what it says here. It doesn't say for when the Levitical priesthood is changed. It just says unqualified. When the priesthood is changed, the law must be changed also.
Yeah, but you're reading from where, sir?
It's now who?
You're reading from where, sir? You're reading from the New Testament.
Are you blind, Bernie?
Well, I'm saying you're reading from the New Testament. That's not what it says in the Old Testament.
So why are you asking me where I'm reading from if you know where I'm reading?
Because I'm just trying to, you're giving a point of view, not the accurate point of view.
He is. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am.
Bernie,
you don't know Bernie yet?
Bernie, I'm not trying to disprove Judaism, bro. That's not the point.
No, but what I'm saying, I'm not trying to argue with you, but he's saying the priests had a specific role to play. The Levites had a specific role to play. The law is different than what their role was. We still have to follow, or at least we do, follow the law as best as we can. And that's what we do. That's it.
Bless you, Bernie.
We still do that today.
You're not a Christian, right, Bernie?
No.
Okay, I don't have a problem with you doing that, bro.
Yeah, but you just make it seem like it's done away with. That
no,
there's
I'm
no
not.
law.
Your priesthood didn't change, right?
No,
Well, they don't have a priesthood anymore.
No, we do.
Where are your Levitical priests, Bernie?
In other words, there's still the ancestors of the Levites today.
Where's your temple, Bernie?
We just don't have the we don't have the temple to perform the sacrifices.
Don't have, right. But if they did have the temple, Bernie would go right back to the Levitical priesthood.
I'm not a Levite, so I don't have that law.
Whose priesthood would you be under specifically?
I would be on Israel because there are three. There is the Kohanim, which is the priests in the high temple. There are the Levites that assisted them. And then there are the regular people that will bring those sacrifices.
So what I'm saying, when you, let's say if you get your temple back, there would be an order of priests there, no? Whose order would it be?
Yeah, they're descendants of priests today.
Which order? From which family?
From the original, there's a DNA, there's a line. A father is if he's a priest, he's got a son that's a priest.
Brother, from the 12 tribes, God chose specific lineages to be priests. It can't just be from all of Israel.
Yeah, it's the tribe of Levi, right?
Yeah.
So, and again, thanks, Bernie. Hebrews 7 is exactly talking about this, and that's what it means, the change of law, because the priesthood is going from Judah now with Jesus instead of Levi, the Leviticus priesthood.
What about the rest of the law? You're speaking about two different aspects.
Bernie, you jumped into the middle of a conversation.
Okay, I just want clarification.
So
Hebrews, whoever wrote Hebrews here is disagreeing with you. He's saying it's not going to Judah. He's literally saying Judah is getting sidestepped because Jesus is in the order of Melchizedek. He literally says that
Jesus
verbatim.
is a priest from Judah.
No,
he's not a Levite.
Sister,
No,
I
he's
get
the high
Jesus
that.
is not a
priest.
Levite.
I get that. But
So that's what it's talking about, a change
sister,
in the law, because
this
it's no
sister,
more
look,
Leviticus priesthood.
No, but it's not. It doesn't go to the order of Judah, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He literally says that verbatim here. Look, for it is clear that our Lord descended from Judah, and in regard to that tribe, Moses said nothing about priests. So there is no priests from Judah.
Okay, and that's what
And
it's
then they
talking about,
say-
the change of the law. Just listen to me, Scary, okay? Just give me a minute, brother. Let me explain this to you. Hebrews is about the priesthood, and it's explaining why now Jesus Christ is the priest and the priesthood and everything, and no longer
Yeah,
is
but
the
he's-
Levitical priesthood needed.
I
Hold
get
on.
that, sister.
And that's why the change is coming, because Jesus Christ is not from the tribe of Levi.
Right. But look, but
Moses
then he goes,
didn't talk about this. It's the priesthood
I
and
know,
temple.
we
was
know,
after
Bernie. This
Moses.
doesn't apply to you. We're talking to Christians. Look.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
it says here.
You
so
guys,
it says here.
just real
hold
quick,
on, sister.
Bernie
Look.
got a whole video.
We understand. Look, it says. Look what he's saying. He's saying, "For it is clear that our Lord descended from Judah." He's addressing your point. So you would think that he would be in the order of Judah as a priest. But then he says, and what we have said is more clear, that if another priest like Melchizedek appears, one who has become a priest not on the basis of regulation to his ancestry, so it's not related to Judah, but on the basis of the power of an indestructible life.
It's because you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Sajida, please. For it is declared, you, meaning Jesus, are a priest forever, not in the order of Judah, in the order of Melchizedek.
You didn't listen to what I said.
Sister, Jesus is in the order of Judah or Melchizedek?
No, Melchizedek, but the reason why Hebrews
That's
7
it.
is talking
That's it.
about this
That's all I need
is
to know.
because he's not a Levi.
He's not in the order
That's
of Judah
the change
either.
of the law is talking
His
about.
priesthood is not in the order of Judah.
It doesn't matter.
Can I say
It
something?
does
hold on.
matter. It does matter
Okay,
because this is
show me
why
where
you're keeping. This is
show
why
me
you're
where
messianic.
Hebrews-
Because if
No.
you think that he's in the order of Judah, that's why you're keeping
I never
it.
said that. You're misunderstanding me.
So why are you
Really,
wanting
you're-
him to be in the order of Judah?
I never said that.
Okay, well, I mean, I don't
The
know.
whole reason why Hebrews is talking about the change of the law is because he's not from the tribe of Levi. He's from the tribe of Judah. And
No.
back then,
He's not
they had
keeping
the
Levi,
You're not
sister.
listening to me. Brother, you're not listening to me
All right,
make
sister,
my
you're
point.
Right. You're right, sister. You're right.
No, it's not about
You're
being
right.
right.
You're right.
The Levitical priesthood, it needed to be addressed because Jesus Christ is not from the tribe of Levi.
All right,
That's
listen.
what Hebrews is talking about.
All right, sister.
If all else fails, just ask Grok. Go
Show
ahead,
me
bro.
that Hebrews is not about the priesthood.
You're right, sister.
Can I say something?
No,
real
I know
quick?
I'm
Go
right.
ahead, Caleb. Go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah. So Christ is in the order of Melchizedek, right? And what does Melchizedek offer?
Bread and wine.
Bread and wine. Excellent. What did the apostles offer?
Bread and wine.
Beautiful. So the apostles are, and their descendants, and those who they ordain and lay their hands upon, are the priests. That is the current priesthood, because there still must be a remission of sins. You can't get rid of the Levitical priesthood that was for the atonement of sins and not have an actual altar still, right? We understand Christ is the ultimate Lamb of God that was sacrificed and was the atonement for the entire world. However, there still needs to be a recurring sacrifice, which is the bloodless sacrifice of bread and wine.
Right. Yeah. So,
That's the whole
but my
understanding.
point is this, because the point I'm trying to get, sister, is that the Levitical priesthood is changed because Jesus is a priest in Melchizedek, not because he's a priest in Levi,
I never said he was a priest from Judah.
or the other way around. Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
I never
it doesn't
said-
matter. I'm trying.
I never
tell
said
you
he
though,
was a priest from Judah.
he's
Those
a
words
priest.
never came out of my mouth.
So he's a priest from where then? From Melchizedek.
Melchizedek, in the order of Melchizedek.
Right.
But the reason why is Hebrews even talking about this? Because before it was the Levitical priesthood from the tribe of Levi. Jesus Christ is not from the tribe of Levi. That's what Hebrews is talking about. It's talking about the priesthood. You would have to show me that Hebrews is talking about the entirety of the Torah and not just the priesthood.
I think you guys
In order
are
for
agreeing.
what you're saying to be
Sajida, well,
correct.
okay, I really don't get what we're so you agree.
I
with
think
me
you guys
that-
are agreeing, guys. You guys
I
agree
know.
with
I'm
each
really
other.
so
You're saying the same thing and you're arguing
No,
for
we're
the
not
hell of it.
agreeing.
So sister, look. So you're telling me, right, that
Mm-hmm.
you understand that when the priesthood changes, the law changes. You agree with that part, right?
The law in order of the priesthood. It's talking about the priesthood here.
I understand
It's not
that,
talking about the
but
entirety of the law.
I got you, sister. So let's see
Yep.
where we're disagreeing. Okay, let's see where we're disagreeing.
I know where we're disagreeing. I'm
I
saying
got
this
you.
is regarding the priesthood. You're saying that it's about regarding the entirety of the law.
I mean, sister. So like in the order of Levi, did they offer sacrifices?
Yep.
They sure did, right? And in the order of
100%.
Melchizedek, they offer bread and wine, right?
Yep.
Okay. So now, when we keep the rest of the laws that have nothing to do with sacrifices, do we keep them simply because they were there, or is it just because like the new order never directly addresses them?
What do you mean it never addresses them? What do you mean by that?
Because what I'm trying to say is like, I can agree, because I think what you're trying to say basically is like, like we still keep the 10 Commandments essentially, right?
Well, yeah, especially the 10 Commandments, of course. Why would we do away with them?
Okay, we wouldn't. But what I'm saying is
Yeah.
we don't.
So, but
do
when you
away with-
say that Hebrews is about all the laws, then what you're saying is then those are also done away with. And it doesn't follow.
They
It doesn't
could
make
be,
sense
though.
to me.
They could be.
So the 10 Commandments is done away with?
I'm not saying they are. What I'm saying is that because of this statement here, they very well could be. But they're just
No.
not. Okay.
Because that statement right there is only speaking about regarding the priesthood. Hebrews.
So are you saying then that like for example like the whole like let's say I don't know, don't unalive somebody, the you shall not murder. Are you saying that that's more significant than the laws that are given for the forgiveness of sins?
What do you mean by laws for the forgiveness of sins?
How
What
come
do
the
you mean?
laws that are given specifically for the remission of sins can be changed, but other things like
What laws are you
don't
speaking
covet
of? What
your
do you mean?
neighbor's wife, that can't be changed?
The 10 Commandments?
Mm-hmm.
These are commandments from God. Why would you want to go
They're all
against or do
commandments.
away with what God?
They're all
Yeah.
commandments from God.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is that I would argue that if they're not changed, it's simply because Jesus and the apostles didn't change them, not because they can't be changed.
Well, respectfully, the apostles didn't have authority to go against God or to usurp God and to change any of his laws.
Jesus said, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loose.
Not to do away with
Unqualified.
God's commandments.
He literally made an unqualified statement.
How things can be adjudicated, yes, okay? But to abolish or do away with God's laws, no.
It's fine. This is
No,
this
why
goes
you?
into- No, because this is
what
the thing.
you would have to do is.
I'm just saying this is literally the argument between like when the churches who believe in apostolic succession and those who don't. So it's fine. Let's just drop it.
Yeah, but you would have to tell me that the Hebrew verses that you read are regarding the priesthood.
Okay, you're right.
I am right.
No problem.
Thank you.
Either way, the Muslims are wrong, okay?
Facts. No, but if you need to correct me on it, but you gotta show me in Hebrews. You gotta
It's just
show me
'cause-
that it's not about the priesthood.
I can't because honestly, I know
It doesn't say it.
like you disagree with apostolic succession, right? It sounds like.
Respectfully, I disagree, yes.
Okay, so and I think for me, I think they have a very solid case for apostolic succession. I really do.
Debatable.
All right. So let's just agree to disagree on that.
Yes, sir.
And you know what? I like apostolic succession because I was just talking about this yesterday with a Muslim, is that I think that that's what gives Christianity the flexibility that Islam doesn't have.
What do you mean?
Because if you don't have apostolic succession, then Muslims can tie you to certain verses in the Bible that you may not enjoy defending. But if you
I feel like it's the other way around.
How?
Because it's very hard for the Muslims to challenge the messianic position. A lot of the arguments they use, they can't use against us, and that's why Korah and them refuse to debate messianics because they wouldn't know what to use against us.
So how would you deal with Jesus saying it's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you?
What is the context of that chapter?
He said I think
Ritual
that-
hand washing.
Yeah, they were washing their hands. Yeah.
Exactly. So why would that have to do with going against the dietary laws? You would have to be reading that into it.
Well, that's what prompted Jesus to say it, but
No, yeah.
right, but he didn't make a qualified statement. He made an
So
unqualified. Yeah.
this is where I come from, right? In order for me to go against something that God specifically commanded, Jesus Christ would have had to specifically say to me, like for example, what we were talking about earlier with the divorce. He specifically talked about divorce, and that's why I know that divorce, like it's no longer allowed because he spoke about it. Hold on, I'm not done. Their hearts were hardened, right? If he would have specifically said, specifically out of his mouth, that the dietary laws are abolished, why would I go against that? Am I an idiot? No.
But you don't believe in Peter and Paul, what they say?
What did they say?
They said, like, don't eat food sacrificed to animals, and like beyond this, we don't want to burden you with any other requirements. And then
until when? What does verse 20 say?
We'll see. But
are you talking about Acts?
I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is in Acts. But then beyond that, Peter has an event where all sorts of animals are shown to him in a dream, and he's told to eat it. And then he's like, "No, Lord, I've never eaten anything unclean." And then he's told, "Don't call anything unclean that God has made clean."
Yeah, and later on, he explains what the vision means.
We know what it means, but he's giving you an example of eating pigs.
But he tells you what the vision means, right? The man who saw the vision is telling you what the vision means. Why would you turn it into something else?
But is he giving you an untrue example?
No. Okay, sometimes God will show you something and then make sense of it. He had a vision and he realized it was talking about Gentiles and Jews mixing, and then he explained what his vision meant. Why would I say this is about eating pork if it was about Gentiles and Jews mixing? Sitting together.
Because he was told to eat the pork.
Somebody's at my door.
He was literally told to eat the pork.
It's regarding cleaning, what the Jews were saying.
So are you saying God gave him a dream to break the law in his dream?
No, you're gonna have to go to the man who had the vision. He explained it to you. What does he say his vision meant?
So to give you an example, what it actually means, if you want to actually extrapolate the whole thing, is that at the time when they were told to not eat pigs, it's not because pigs are inherently
Hold on, I got somebody on my door. 1 second. I'm so sorry.
It's not like God always believed that, right? He changed the food regulations several times.
No? Hi.
So, Scary, your position is that God has done away with the dietary laws in the New Testament under the New Covenant? Okay. Yeah, same here. That's my position as well too.
Where's the verse in Is it in Acts? Hold on.
Well, there are many passages that, to me, shows that we can't eat.
Isn't there one that even says that abstain from certain foods? Yeah, that's even in there. Hold on, that's even.
You're telling me you're going to the bush market and
Acts
eating
chapter
all
10,
them stuff
verse
over
11
there is
through
allowed
15.
now?
Watch this.
And if it's in parentheses, it's really not in the Bible. It's written in.
Here, Timothy 4:3. They forbid people to marry in order to abstain from certain foods.
What's the context of that?
You.
I'm the context?
Yes.
What?
Yes, you are. Here, look. The Spirit clearly says that in the later times, some will abandon the faith and follow deceiving spirits and things taught by demons.
That's about me?
Yes. Such things comes from... Sister, it's not directly about you. I'm just attacking the idea. Such teachings come through hypocritical liars whose consciences have been seared with a hot iron. They forbid people to marry and order them to abstain from certain foods. Do you do that? You shouldn't.
Forbid people to marry?
Forget that, sister. So just stay on topic. You shouldn't be ordering people to abstain from
qualify your
certain
point
foods.
for me, please.
It's just I'm addressing this part that you're ordering people to abstain from certain foods.
What's your point?
That you shouldn't tell people to abstain from certain foods.
I'm not telling anybody anything.
All right.
I'm just telling you how I see it, and I was correcting you.
Where's the other one?
Wait, and I was no. I was correcting you on Hebrews because you were trying to say the whole law when it's only talking about the priesthood.
Sister, it says the law unqualified. It doesn't tell you what part of the law.
But the context tells you it's about the priesthood, brother.
Sister, I don't know why you keep saying that. The priests administer the law. The priests administer the entirety of the law. They're the ones who are in charge of the law. When people don't know what to do, they go to the priest. about the entirety of the law.
Wait,
The
so
Levitical priesthood, right, was doing what?
It's fine, bro. I'm not telling you to be
Carrying out the sacrifice. No, I'm not taking that you're telling me not to be messianic. Yeah, I'm not at all. I'm
I'm
not
just
being
curious though,
defensive. I'm just
Sajid.
trying to understand
What
why you
part of
would
the
think, hold on, why you would think that that's talking about the whole law.
To me, it's because it's not qualifying it the way you are. It's just saying when there's a change of the priesthood, there's a change of the law, and it doesn't say what part. It just says there's a change of the law, and so it leads you to believe that it's up to the priest to make the changes.
No, it's telling you that it's no longer the Levitical priesthood. That's the change, brother. Because Jesus was from Judah, not from Levi.
Okay.
I don't know, like I think like the letter of Galatians, that's like totally destroys the concept of that we're still under the law or any part of the whole law. But I'm curious, Sajid, like what
Hold on 1 second.
what aspect of the
Hey,
Mosaic
Mom,
law
I think the cleaning are outside.
do you under?
What's the verse about the market, guys? What's the verse is that?
Okay, so I'll let them. So what is she gonna do? Just do an assessment of
You're
the
talking
house?
about 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 25 to 27. And also, you could read Acts chapter 10, verse 11 through 15, the one with Peter's vision.
It's not this one. What is it? Acts what?
Peter's vision is in
we
Acts.
can do the song and dance. We could do the song and dance all day, guys.
I know.
But the market one is 1
keep
Corinthians chapter
nitpicking
10, verse 25 to
Hey,
27.
Jamal, can you guys hear me? Come
I
on,
can hear
Lulu,
you.
let's go. Yalla. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, here.
So if we're gonna nitpick, Paul,
Here.
then let's just save all of us the time and prove to me when Paul was allowed to usurp God's commandments. If God ordered clean and unclean, right? I believe that you guys are misinterpreting Paul, not taking the history and the context of what was going on into what Paul was saying.
Look at this statement
Paul
right
was
here,
a
sister.
Pharisee of Pharisees. He wouldn't preach against the law. Even when people accused him of preaching against the law, he defended himself and said, I never preached against the law. You guys would have to substantiate his authority to go against God, and you would have to prove to me the context of whatever verses you're reading. You can't just read a verse. You have to give me the epistemology. You have to give me the context.
Yeah, Scary. Let me read that.
It says, eat anything sold in the meat market. Don't ask if it's right or wrong. Scripture says the earth belongs to the Lord, and so does everything in it.
Beautiful. Now, what context is he talking about? Tell me the history. Tell me what he's addressing.
The context is everything.
No. What was going on at that time? Who are the people he's talking to? What are the markets he's speaking about? Right?
The markets where
you can't just pick. You can't just pick and choose and cherry pick verses.
I mean, let's go to the Peter one. What's the
And
Peter
then,
one?
and then, do you think that Paul has authority to go against God's commandments? Do you believe
Why would I
that?
make that statement?
Because you're telling me that he has enough authority to undo God's commandments.
No, the idea is that Paul is Sahih, right?
Okay, I
So
love
anything
Paul.
he says,
He's an apostle.
so anything he says, we would pre-assume that it's coming
I love
from
Paul.
Jesus.
He's an apostle, right?
Everything he
But
says is Sahih then, right?
He doesn't have authority to do away with God's commandments. If we were not supposed to follow the law, like in the Torah, Jesus would have said it. And he didn't.
Scary. Somebody said go to Deuteronomy.
Yeah, I think this is a powerful scripture that shows unequivocally
None of them are, brother.
that we
You think
can
this is my
eat
first song and
non-kosher
dance?
foods. Hold on, let me finish. I mean, I think it's pretty clear. He says, whatever's sold in the market, eat, asking no questions.
Yeah.
He's dismantling the entire framework of like kosher dietary laws for the new covenant believer. And the
that's
whole
why.
context of this is
Sorry.
that he's talking about like food sold by like by pagans, right? In those markets, right? And he's saying like, yeah, go ahead and eat, you know?
Yeah. Look at this. This is, I guess this is Peter, right? Hold on. Yeah, because the point is here that they're like, pig is not inherently bad. Look, he saw heaven open up. There was something like that looked like a large sheet. It was being let down to the earth by its four corners. It had all kinds of four-footed animals in it. It also had reptiles and birds in it. Then a voice told him, "Get up, Peter, kill and eat." "No, Lord, I will not." Peter replied, "I have never eaten anything that is not pure and clean." The voice spoke to him a second time. It said, "Do not say anything is not pure that God has made clean."
Please keep reading.
Can I say something?
Keep reading until the part where he explains his vision.
Sister Shaja, what I want you to understand here, let me show you something, okay? God always changed the food regulation. In the beginning, he told Adam and Eve they could only eat fruit and seed-bearing plants or something like that. Then he told...
No, I want you to explain to me
Sister, I know
what
your
the vision
point, but
means.
I'm trying to give you something. Look, Jesus
on,
Christ,
bro.
look, the apostle said that the law is nothing but a shadow of the things that are coming, right? So what he's trying to explain here is that because the food regulation is broken now, this means that all of the animals that you couldn't eat before, that represented that before it was only for the Jews. The fact that now you can eat every animal shows you that now the gospel is going from only the Jews to everyone, even those who used to be considered unclean.
Boom. I agree.
So if you don't hold to that, then what you're basically saying is that the gospel is only for the Jews still.
I like
it's a
that
prophecy.
version.
It's literally a prophecy. This is what he's trying to show you, that the food regulation is what's prophesying those who are clean and unclean as in people. So you have to break the food regulation.
No, brother. I don't have to go against God's commandments in any sense.
Okay.
Especially when you guys are like misrepresenting and misunderstanding Paul. But we can't even take this conversation seriously. Be careful, this is broken. Because you weren't even willing to go through and read the explanation of the vision. So it's okay.
Sister,
you have your way of believing, I have mine.
You think I don't know the explanation of the vision?
So then why are you making it about pork?
Because again, you're trying to imply that God gave him a vision of breaking the law.
And it's not just what? It's not what I said.
Yes.
I said that the vision is about Jews and Gentiles mixing and sitting together.
We know that. But
okay, so why would you make it about eating pig?
Because before the vision is explained in that way, before that, Peter basically, have you ever been in a dream before? You feel like you're really, like this is actually happening to you. So while Peter's in his dream, he's being presented all sorts of animals. He's being told by God, go up and eat it. And he says, no, I will not. And the voice said to him, do not say anything is not pure that God has made clean. So now I'm assuming Peter just ate it at that point. And so after he's being commanded to break the law in his dream, then he wakes up and he's told, oh yeah, that dream that you had is to represent that now the gospel goes to all peoples.
And plus, I'll say this, like God told him to like eat. Like, why would God have like a false symbol or whatever for him to sin if it was actually a sin?
Right.
That wouldn't make sense.
Right. That the old covenant law of not eating certain things was to distinguish the Jews from other people.
Right. I mean, Sajida, you can eat whatever you want. I'm just saying, like, from like the new covenant perspective, you know, Christians are not obligated to eat kosher, like, you know,
right. The food regulation is just a test of your obedience, because in the beginning you're only allowed to eat fruits. Then he told Noah you can eat whatever animals you want. Then he said only clean and unclean. So it's not like one thing is inherently good or bad. It's just a test if you're updating your mindset to what God is telling you. That's all it is.
Okay. You're right.
Hey, we love you, Sajida.
I love all of yous, bro. You know what's crazy? Like, I'm Messianic and all, but whenever somebody starts talking about you guys not following the law, I'll be defending it like it's my own position.
But no one,
like,
no
don't
one
you dare
follows
talk
the
about
Mosaic law, though.
Christians!
Wait, Sajida,
What?
do you keep like the feast days as well?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
So like on the feast of which one is it? The is it Yom Kippur?
The trumpets, tabernacle.
No, the one where you have to stay in the booth for 7 days.
That's Sukkot. That's one of my favorites.
So do you actually stay in the booth for 7 days?
So I don't actually. So this year my dad's gonna help me build one in my backyard. But last year I didn't have a tabernacle, but I live on the East Coast in New York City. There's a lot of Jews that live there, so they live in apartments, so they can't have their own like tabernacle. So they have public tabernacles. It's really cool.
I mean, dang, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, like look
it's
at
really
this.
nice.
Like look at this. Look, the law is only a shadow of the good things that are coming. It is not the real things themselves. The law is not even real. It's saying.
That's not what it's saying.
It is not the
The
real
law's
things.
not even real. Like
It says
God
it is
did all
not
of
the
this
real
for
things.
a law that's not even real,
The
guys.
law is not real things. It says that. It says it's only a shadow of the good things that are coming.
All of it points to Jesus, really. Like
Right.
everything.
Even
Old
the
Testament.
feast days. That's why I celebrate them, because they either point to his first coming or his second coming.
Yeah, so what Paul was trying to explain, or what Peter's being explained here, is that those animals represent clean and unclean people, and they always did. The animals always represented clean and unclean people.
So did you think that was a home run point right there that you made? Or?
Yes, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, because just like Jesus is represented by a Passover lamb, the clean and unclean animals are the Gentiles and the Jews and the Gentiles.
Yo, these people are so ignorant in your chat, right? But it's so funny because, like, I'm feeling convicted. You guys don't have to, right? I read the Bible.
Do you know that Gentiles were considered unclean?
And that's exactly of the vision that we were talking about.
Right. So if you are still considering those
So
animals
does that mean that you guys are
unclean-
allowed to eat Gentiles now?
Bro.
Can you guys hear me?
Bro, sister, if you are still considering those animals
would you eat a bat?
unclean, if you are still considering those animals unclean, then you're saying that the Gentiles have no place in God's covenant. That's what
Wow,
it's what
what a
you're translating.
code,
That's
bro.
literally
Yo,
what the
Shiv,
dream is saying.
Show me
Shiv,
that.
let me talk-
Show me
yo,
that
host,
in the
host,
book,
let me talk
chapter,
to you about that, all right?
verse.
Host, let me talk to you, right?
What's
Was
up, rabbinic
was Noah within God's covenant?
Which one?
Like the
Yeah,
covenant,
Noah
for
had his
example,
own
that was given to the
covenant.
Gentiles.
Noah had his own
Covenant to the right.
There's
Was
like
he within
7
that covenant?
covenants. There's like 7 covenants.
Yeah,
Right. Let me finish my sentence. Right. Was he within the covenant of the 7 laws?
Of the 7 laws?
Yes, in Genesis. Oh my God. Wallah, bro.
Are you trying to push Noahide laws on us?
Brother, what are you crashing out about, dude?
This is a made up story from your rabbis,
Are you
brother.
tracking, Wallahi, bro? Like, come on,
I
listening?
don't know. I have no idea what you're asking me about right now.
Under Noah's covenant. Oh my God. Okay. Was he under a covenant with God? Yes or no?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. So you don't have to be. So she can still take the position, right? Just like I take the position that these foods are unclean for Jews, but when it comes to non-Jews, they are clean. Do you understand?
No, I agree.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, so we're on the same page. There you go.
You guys are all on the same page.
Rabbi,
It's
she's
resolved.
a Christian. Rabbi, she's a Christian. That's
Amen.
why I'm having it. If she was a Jew, I wouldn't be having this discussion with her.
Okay, Scary, I have a question for you.
Wait, can you bring up some Muslims on here? I wanna
He's not
fold
a
them.
rabbi.
They're not, bro. The Muslims are terrified of me. They don't want to come up.
No, please bring them up. I want to fold some.
If they were requesting, I'd let them up. Trust me. They don't.
Yo, any sheikh, get all the sheikhs on this panel. All the sheikhs, all the umans, bro.
Bro, you want the
Come on here, bro. Let's
you
go.
want the
Come on.
smoke, man. Hey, go
Yo,
on.
Rabbi,
Oh, you
let me ask
debated-
you this. Rabbi, let me ask you this, Rabbi. How important is Passover in the Old Testament?
It's a very important.
Is it? Can we say it's like central?
Sure.
All right, cool. I just wanted to point that out because Muslims don't even have that in their book at all. They
don't
Bro,
even know
Muslims,
what it is.
Muslims like they love Aisha, they love Ibn Hajjah, al Asqalani. Like, wa alaikum, bro. They're like, I can't with this stuff. Bro.
Hey, Vinnick, have you debated Libiano yet?
I debated Libiano. I folded him, bro.
What do you want to
Really?
debate
On what
him
topic?
It's on his YouTube,
on the
guys.
Torah, on the Torah being a reliable document.
Where'd they go? Where was?
Is it-
What was his main point?
He's just like an idiot. It was like 50 minutes of like explaining like a lollipop to a toddler. Like I can't with this. Like
is
literal
it
brain
posted on
aids.
his
Like
YouTube channel? Or is it
yeah,
on your
yeah.
channel?
I'll send it.
Millions of people.
Yo, Rabbi,
saw
you
this
know what
because
Christians
it's
have to
written in the
do?
book.
We have
It's
to
50 minutes of brain aids, bro.
But to be honest, I think right now Libiano's like the top dollar guy, like in terms of like knowing, like knowledge and just debate tactics and.
He said there were 7 principles of the Rambam that doesn't exist.
Bro, he's the biggest liar.
That doesn't exist.
Guys, he's the biggest
He's a
liar.
retard.
Rabbi,
Like,
can
I'm
you
telling you.
Say that word.
Rabbi,
He
can you
posted a
explain-
whole video.
Rabbi, can you explain midrash hermeneutics or midrash prophecy interpretation? Midrashic,
Midrashim are just eisegetical interpretations. Like,
which would
that's what they
include
are.
what? Can it include like typologies and all that?
Yeah, yeah. Like we see, for example, like Midrashim discussing Isaiah 53 being Moses, right? But obviously, literally, contextually, this can't be Moses. It's eisegetical.
So is it wrong or is it? Are you saying you're against midrashic interpretations?
I'm not against Midrashic interpretations. They're just not going to be like used well in an argument. They're going to be authoritative, but as much as like an eisegetical interpretation is authoritative.
Yeah, I agree with that. But because
Isn't there a midrash about Adam being like at the height
because
of
what
the
I'm saying
earth
is
or
that
something?
if you just gave an example where Isaiah 53 could be about Moses, which sounds like a stretch of the imagination, would you agree that Jesus was using midrashic interpretation of Isaiah also?
I don't know. I have no issue with that. If he was, there's no problem.
Because he said about Isaiah 61, the Spirit of the Lord is on me to proclaim good news to the poor, to proclaim freedom for the captives. He took that.
Right,
and
that's
he
an
applied it to
example of
himself.
eisegesis.
Yeah.
Right, that's an example of
So
eisegesis.
from a midrashic standpoint, there would be nothing wrong with that, right?
Well, no, midrashim are certain things that are transmitted. They're derived with the principles given at Sinai, right? So if it wasn't derived, it's not going to be authoritative. But there's no issue with him using like eisegesis. It's just not going to be like pointing to a fulfillment of a prophecy. It's going to be like a personal like application.
Yeah. So he basically said that's about me. He said basically what he says that in the same way how Isaiah was proclaiming freedom for the captives of Babylon, I'm proclaiming freedoms for the captives of like sin and death.
Right. And Sadi Gaon, who's like one of the biggest sages in Judaism, he says that just like Jeremiah is part of Isaiah 53, he applies it to him as well. So it's eisegetical. There's no issue with this.
Yeah, no. All I'm trying to point out essentially is that Jesus was essentially just following the same traditions essentially of midrashic interpretation of things. I don't see anything wrong with it.
If you want to take that point, sure. But he was off on a lot of other things. We can talk about that if you want.
Sure.
But
I don't.
but I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for sheikhs right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I already debated Sam Shimon. I'm tired of this stuff. I need some sheikhs.
You
Wait, when did you debate Sam Shimon?
Just go on my YouTube. Go to Judaism Defended and pull up the video.
I'm gonna look it up.
And what would you debate him on?
Zechariah 12:10.
Oh, Rabbi, while you're here, can you tell people about how inclusive Judaism is? Because they seem to think that you guys think you're the best and everyone's going to go to hell if they don't become Jewish.
We believe that only if you have long peyot you go to heaven. The rest go to hell. Oh, and the Muslims, if you take the left wing of the fly as the cure, you go to heaven. The right.
Wait a minute.
You go to hell.
You believe hell is real?
Like I believe in like Muhammad hijab hell. You know what that is? It's when your tongue is very white. You go straight to the pit.
Yeah, he never brushes his tongue, that guy.
But tell them though, seriously,
but
Rabbi,
seriously
I want
though.
people to hear from an actual Jew.
We don't believe we're
inclusive.
better.
Judaism is inclusive, right?
Judaism is inclusive. We don't believe we're better. We believe that we have the potential to do more.
Is that right? What's your YouTube channel name again?
Is that Yaakov?
What's your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I played one of your videos by accident. I'm looking for the Sam Shimon video. It's
Yeah,
Judaism
just scroll.
Defended, Jamal.
Bro, it says
Judaism
Oriel
Defended,
Gaines,
okay.
Oriel Gaines versus Sam Shimon and Nick. It's versus Nick too.
Yeah, so I just want everybody
Sam
to
Shimon
hear it.
probably cooked you, huh?
No, he didn't. He just like waffles. He's very like he's kind of like a sheikh in a way because he was a sheikh. He became a Christian. It's like a Christian sheikh.
Nah, he was never a Muslim, according to him.
So what was that video of him speaking in like the mosque?
I don't know. Maybe he was debating someone.
Judaism is very inclusive.
It might have been AI, honestly.
Judaism is inclusive because it has the Noahide laws, which basically say you don't have to keep all the laws the Jews do to get salvation. You can keep 7 laws or something like that, which is way easier.
We need some sheikhs up here. Like, I swear, bring up some sheikhs, bring up some imams, bring up some like Muhammad.
Oh, I see Sam Shimon. I see it.
Rabbi, look.
7 months ago.
The way my lives work, usually
Dang,
in the beginning,
7 months ago?
In the beginning, Muslims will come up when they think I'm dumb, but then after we've been going for an hour and they realize I'm cooking everybody, they stop coming up. So by the time
hold on.
Bro, message me next time you. I can give you a crazy argument, by the way, that just cooks them. Like absolutely, like real.
Adam had relations
Rabbinic,
with
this
animals?
video is less than 10 minutes long.
But Rabbinic, follow me too, so you could get notifications when I go live, because I go live every day, basically.
Yeah, so Sajid, I'll tell you what happened.
He runs the best lives, honestly.
I'll tell you what happened. I planned a debate with Shimon, and this was like a while ago. So almost like a year ago, and he agreed to it. And then we went to do it, like we set it up, and like he went live, and then after 2 minutes, he like ended it and kicked me off because he was getting folded. So then I just joined up on his thing, like a couple months after. I was like,
okay, but this is like less than 10 minutes, so how can I determine who cooked?
Oh, because you can watch my response to his argument.
Okay, fine.
You probably
I'll watch
edited
it later.
out where he cooked you, huh?
No, it's the full clip.
Yeah, I'll watch it later.
Actually, you debated Libyano a lot. I see a lot of your.
If a Muslim is well versed and he's against a well versed Jew or a well versed Christian, their position is indefensible.
Bro, their religion is like literal, like it's like monkeys. It's like brain aids. Like I can't. Like,
you think?
Like it's not even like it's ridiculous.
Like they're
that's why I want to stay up here, right?
They're taking 2 stories that they did not make up. Like Jews made up their story, Christians made up their story, and they're just trying to reuse it for their own purposes. So it falls apart on every level.
I'll just give you a funny argument. Okay, so their main shape, one of their most authoritative like hadith transmitters is this guy named Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani.
Yep, I know who he is.
But Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, he states that you do not require a sinad. You don't need a chain to verify certain texts being from an author. He said if enough people affirm it to be from that author, if there's enough fame regarding the text that it's from a certain author, we can then attribute that text to an author.
Do you have a reference for that?
Yeah,
I'm going to use that against Muslims when they go, like, who wrote Matthew? Who wrote Luke?
Yeah. No, you could literally just run this on. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. He's giving me some more ammo.
Yeah, that's what they call mutawatir, brother. They always do that.
Host, can I ask a question?
Oh, go ahead, Epis.
Host, can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead, brother.
Are you speaking only to Muslims or to all non-Christians and stuff like that?
Sure, we could talk to whoever.
Yo, just so you guys message me and I'll send you the source because my WhatsApp's bugging out right now.
Yeah, but keep going.
That's what's up.
That was your whole point, Rabbi, of it?
Oh, well, the point is like this, is that according to their authorities, you can affirm certain texts to be from the author without a sinah, without a chain, right? Yeah. Now, all you have to do to win is you don't even have to show or even argue that the Torah itself as a text is attributed to Moses. All you have to do is attribute the oral tradition that Moses declared to the people from God, the Torah will never be corrupted. That's all we have to affirm to be from Moses, and that this tradition was always transmitted for us to win. So now you ask them, Sheikh, by your standard, right? Moses declared to the entire nation the Torah will never be corrupted. So how are you going to deal with this? He's not going to have a response. He's going to start freaking out, start waffling. You know, like that's what they do. They're crazy. And this is a very easy one. I have a lot more complicated arguments. This is a very simple one that just gets them crazy.
Yeah, because they would use that argument.
I have a question though.
If they got pushed with their back against the wall. Hold on, guys. Epis wanted to ask something. I don't want to. Epis, did you want to say something, brother?
He's on teacup right now.
Yeah, just like if you're talking to also non-Christians too, so basically I heard you before talking to a Muslim guy. You were talking to him about women rights, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And I wouldn't say that as a Christian you're in the best position
Okay.
to speak about women.
Yeah, we could talk about that. Rabbi, did you want to say anything else before I continue with
Yeah,
this?
let me fold this guy. Wait, give me the verse, like Deuteronomy 8. Oh, what is it? Go ahead, run the
He's
argument.
gonna go to
Let's
Old
go.
Testament, right? So Epis, let
Yeah,
me just give you the
please.
Epis, let me just give you the Christian position, and then I'll let you talk to Rabbi, okay? So people try to hold Christians to the Old Testament standards, which we could defend it, but we don't even have to, because like I just told the other guy earlier, Christians hold to apostolic succession, which means that they could update their understanding of things. Okay, so that's why you don't see Christians today pushing for anything like 50 shekels or raping anybody or marrying children. You don't see that. You get what I'm saying?
No, let him run that argument.
No, I am. I'm gonna let him run it on you now. But that's how I'm just telling you how Christians can get beyond your position.
Let's
go ahead, Rabbi.
I could talk about it from like New Testament perspective as well, but
you could talk to what?
Just start with Old Testament. Okay, give me some. Let's go.
Rights. I said I could talk about it from.
I'm not even talking about New Testament, brother. That's what. Hear what I'm saying to you. Jesus Christ told his apostles that they have the authority to bind stuff on earth that will be bound in heaven, and unbind stuff on earth that will be unbound in heaven. So it doesn't matter what you can pull up. We can still revert to apostolic succession and just say we've updated our understanding of things. That's what you don't get. So we have a little flexibility there. But go ahead. We'll still let you run your argument from the Old Testament with Rabbi. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
Okay. Oh, if I'm talking to Rabbi, I guess he's Jewish. Well, I believe that in Judaism, women, for example, are not cannot testify. For example, women are not.
What are you talking about?
According to Judaism, or Isha lo יכולה להעיד.
No, go to Masechet Sanhedrin, chapter 15, verse 17.
It's literally say this, that women cannot testify in courts.
Where does it say this?
Okay, no problem. I'm going to give you the exact.
It doesn't exist, so I don't know where you're pulling this from. Go ahead.
Yeah, and Rabbi, you guys have some flexibility too, right? Because just because something's in the Torah, I'm pretty sure you guys have debates about this that also become authoritative, right?
We have direct oral tradition. Like we have what the verses mean, especially in the Tanakh, what the laws are.
In the Torah, it says al pi shnayim edim, which is a plural of men, and in the Gemara it says that in the Talmud it says that because of the way the Torah read it, then isha psula ledut. It's like if you don't know this, like that's.
Well, where is this in the Talmud? Like where is this? Like you keep saying it's in the Talmud. Where is this?
Are you familiar with the verse al pi shnayim edim?
I'm familiar with the verse. I'm asking you where is it in the Talmud that they accommodate.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but just to, because I mean, this could be very simple, Rabbi. If they have interpretive authority, then we can sidestep pretty much any position he brings up, right?
Right, but he's also lying. He doesn't say this. It's like, I know. Yeah, I just do that, but
And the only time that you would look at the laws in the Torah as like oppressive towards women is because you're misunderstanding it.
Yeah, but none of it's oppressive.
Exactly. None of it is oppressive towards women.
All right, so what's the source?
88. It's literally said, Isha psula ledut, also in the Mishnah, I think Shavuos.
No, so in Bava Kama, right, it states that certain women, right, that are going to be under the category of a chavera, right, and are going to be uneducated, that are brought up in poor households, are not going to be good representatives in court. Rather, they should appoint representatives for them that can testify on behalf of them. But this is in the category of a chavera, which is a poor, uneducated woman. This is the same thing, for example.
It says all women are unqualified because the verse says al pi shnayim edim.
No, it says all chaveras. Do you know what a chavera is?
Yeah.
What's a chavera?
Chavera, I don't like how to define this, like Talmud Chacham, like I think.
No, that's no. Okay, in a sense, I get what you're saying. You're talking about Sanhedrin, but no, it's referring to a woman, right, that is going to be poor and uneducated, that's going to require someone to testify for them. I'll give you an example of this, right? If this is just in the modern court system. If you're going to get into legal trouble, are you going to testify for yourself, or are you going to hire a lawyer?
Hire a lawyer.
What?
Because I think he would represent him better.
Right, he's more educated, right? He's more educated in the legal field. He knows how to argue like the certain laws, the cases. This is the same point that Talmud is making. When it comes to a woman that goes,
because it says it's
yeah,
not
yes, it
the
is.
woman is uneducated. It says because in the verse it's saying the plural of men, right? It's the masculine.
Right, anashim. Right. But it applies it.
Right, not a dot.
Yeah. Again, so it's the plural of anashim, but it applies it to uneducated women. See verse 17.
Well, again, no, it's saying, but even today, right, when women can be educated, they are still unqualified.
When did I say women can't be educated? Like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying even today, women are not qualified to testify in courts, in like Jewish courts, because of that. Right?
There is no Sanhedrin. What are you talking about? There's no Sanhedrin. There's no court.
There is no rabbinic courts?
No, there's no Sanhedrin.
Where do you get divorced? Where do you get divorced?
Like, there is no Sanhedrin to get. What are you talking about?
Where do you get divorced? Where?
You can get a get, right? Which means you get a divorce.
Yeah.
Wait 1 second, right? Can I finish? Can I finish the sentence?
Yeah.
Right. You can get a get, right? And this is going to be like under certain rabbanim and certain rulers that you'll be able to do this. However, there's no established court system. The Sanhedrin was dispelled and destroyed 2,000 years ago.
I know, but for example, in the get, right? You need two.
Let me just say something because I'm starting to see.
I'm getting bored right now. So
no, yeah, Epis.
I'm bored too, honestly.
Epis, you're not really getting that. I think the part you're missing is that there is a level of flexibility that you don't understand. Right? You're just assuming that you can just find something and then just say, "Ha ha! Look at what you always do." He's literally telling you that system that you're even talking about doesn't even exist anymore.
It's not true.
And even if we apply the same system, as I already said, it's applying to an uneducated woman. See verse 17. Literally pull up verse 17 and just like share your screen.
Show me one rabbi that says that women can.
I'm not getting it. All right, Epis. Sorry. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You're just not tracking. I'm sorry. You're not tracking. This is like literally like no, it's fine because this is boring now. Like this is crazy.
It's so boring.
Look, this would be the equivalent. This would be the equivalent of me saying to him, "Hey, why aren't you slaughtering animals every weekend?" Like it's just because it's written. Right, they have a level of flexibility.
And by the way, guess, I'll make this simple, right? Guess, I'll make this simple, right? In the rabbinical Jewish system, right? I'll just grant you, for the sake of the argument, that all women, let's say, when it comes to the court, cannot testify, right? When it comes to the Jewish system, right? Who are the ones who are going to be learning Torah? The men or the women?
It's usually the men.
Both. Why?
It's always the men. Right?
Yeah, that's the other part. Is that it's not even This is not even a big deal. Like, so what? Like, so what? Women can't be lawyers. God forbid.
Yes.
No, but women are lawyers.
Yes. So who? No. But watch this. Yes. So who's going to be the most educated in Torah law? Men or women?
Answer me this. Today, in you.
No. Respond to what I said. Respond to what I said.
Yeah.
Respond to what I said.
He's gone bot mode, guys.
What's the question?
Okay. So if it's going to be the case that in the times of rabbinical Judaism, like the 2,000 years ago, and even now, right, the ones who are studying the Torah and Torah law front to back, including the Talmud and the Mishnah, are going to be the men, right? Who is going to be the most qualified to discuss legal matters?
Usually the rabbi, but the point is that you
Epis, thank you. Right,
no, not usually.
It's fine. Brother, I'm done with this. This is nonsense. This is really nonsense. Like, it's literally
this
not
is worse
oppressive.
than Muhammad hijab.
It's literally not oppressive to tell women, like, hey, you know what? All these thousands of laws, you don't have to memorize it. Let us do it. That's not a big deal. I don't think any women will be against that.
Exactly. And women have a very respectable status in Judaism as well. So he just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Right, they're considered holier than men in Bava Kama. Like, they're considered at a higher level because of their
He literally picked the worst.
Like he picked the worst argument. I thought he was gonna do something good. I thought he was gonna do like something that was like decent.
Yeah, it's like literally relieving them of this thing that they don't have to do. Halal.
But having rules isn't oppressive, right?
It's like 12:40 for me, so I'm gonna head out, but I'm tired. But yeah, yo, send me. Oh, what's up, hello?
Go ahead, Rabbi. What did you say? You're gonna wrap up.
Hello, we have to meet. We have to meet at Speaker's Corner. I'm coming down to London. We have to do this. I'm telling you.
Oh, nice. That'll be fun to watch.
We have to fold some Christians and some Muslims and some sheikhs.
Oh, get the hell out of here, bro.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Wallahi, bro.
Wallahi, bro.
Alright. But yeah, you know, like what's a debate? Muhammad hijab. It's my favorite quote.
Go ahead, sister. You wanted to run an argument, you said?
No, I was against the Muslims, so I just wanted to tell you about my crucifixion dilemma, my hadith dilemma. May I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, there's an echo. Someone.
It's probably my headphones are too loud, but just try to ignore it.
Okay, so it goes like this, right? So the crucifixion dilemma is like this. If the Quran's account of the crucifixion is true, Islam is false. And if the Quran's account of the crucifixion is false, Islam is false. Now they're going to be like, what do you mean if it's true, Islam is false? Here's how it goes. So if you're telling me that Allah, you know, because the apostles, they were faithful servants of Allah, right? And so you're telling me that Allah essentially maliciously falsified their perception of reality. And then they went on preaching, you know, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And they were persecuted and they died for this, right? Because let's be honest, they didn't gain money, they didn't gain glory, they didn't gain honor, they didn't gain power, they didn't gain kinship, right? So they had nothing to gain and everything to lose. Right? So you're telling me that a God that I serve would come and falsify my perception of reality, which then leads me to go on and preach this message, which this quote, God made it to appear like this, but it wasn't actually like this. And I died a vain death because no man is willing to die for a lie. It's psychologically impossible, very improbable, you know, the statistics just don't line up. And so then they're going to say something like along the lines of, well, why should I believe the biblical accounts, right? It's going to turn into that, right? And then you slap them with the hadith dilemma. So what's the hadith dilemma? The hadith dilemma runs like this. You can bring them all the church fathers and all the manuscripts and everything, right? And they're just going to keep picking holes at it. So then let's go by their standard of the standards that they need to be met for something to be historically reliable. So let's look at their hadiths. If you say to a Muslim, why are your hadiths reliable? They will say, well, there's geographical attestation, broad geographical attestation. So you'd have a guy in Africa saying the same thing as a guy in Arabia. And if these two people are saying the same thing, the likelihood of this is true, right? This is their standards. They would also say that the people within the chain are said to be trustworthy. Okay. They would also say that, they have a chain, that would be 0.3. So this is like their standard for why their hadiths are true. Okay, so let's apply that to the Gospels. Okay, well, when we look in the Gospels, we see that we had very early attestation to all 4 Gospels. Okay, we see that, we have broad geographical distribution, not only within just patristic citations, but also within manuscripts, right? We also see that the people that, no one said that Mark didn't write Mark, or Luke didn't write Luke, or John didn't write John. Okay, so by the very same standards, it's a bit more deeper than that, but essentially it's what it is. The same standard that they use to say that their hadiths are true would make the Gospels true, in which case they have to deal with the biblical corpus and they have to deal with the crucifixion dilemma, because then they have to admit that God's a demon. Or, admit that you're biased because of your religion. Or if you're going to say that, well, the gospel's false, well, then your hadiths would also fall too. So I don't really see how they can get out of this.
Yeah,
what do you think, host?
I agree. That's absolutely true, 100%.
I think that's
she just kept muting me. She just kept muting me. She wouldn't let me.
Yeah. Plus, we don't have a book burning session in our history, and we also have an uncontrolled transmission, whereas theirs is all controlled. So even if there was possible corruption, it would have just been erased, right? And we wouldn't know about it. So yeah, 100% ours is way better than theirs. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also like with their hadiths, right? You've got scholars, like their early scholars, they're debating like, okay, is this hadith true? Is this hadith false? Can you show us within, our church fathers, anyone who, says like, well, we should take this part of Matthew, but we shouldn't take this part of Matthew, and we shouldn't do. Nah, you ain't gonna find that.
Oh yeah, they're just giving
Even
themselves
if
a free
it's like
pass.
created authentic, right? It could be weakened by another hadith scholar, right? It's like there's like no consensus.
Yeah, no, and
with some of their
we saw
quote
earlier
unquote
with-
authentic hadiths.
You guys hear me? We saw earlier with the Shias that even the same people who were there at the same time disagree with who was trustworthy and who wasn't.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
Right, but there is like universal early attestations of the Gospels in a way that's just not there for the Hadith. So if anything, the Christians got it better. But because you can keep saying, Irenaeus, Polycarp, this, that, and then they'll just say like, well, how do you know this, and how do you know this, and they'll just keep picking holes because they're just biased.
Yeah, no. That's
So then
100%.
let's go by their standard, and their standard makes them.
Yep. Like even if you have more people
100%.
saying more things in their standard, like yeah, they do have more lists of names, right? Of people saying like Muhammad 1 said to Muhammad 2, said to Muhammad 3, said to Muhammad 4, said to Muhammad 5. They do have that. But then how do we know those lists aren't made up, right? That's the point.
Well, considering the fact that those lists were written down 150 to 200 years after Muhammad's death.
Right, they'll say oral tradition. Okay, well then can you show me anyone within the first 300 years that said, Matthew didn't write Matthew?
Right. Exactly.
Crickets.
Yep.
100%.
You have to stay consistent.
Yep.
Like they would usually like a Muslim would usually appeal to, let's say, like the Basilidians. They were like a Gnostic group that basically said like basically like a similar thing to the Quranic event. Like it appeared like he died, but he didn't. But that's because Gnostics, a sect of them, they believed in docetism, essentially the belief that Jesus was like some hologram, basically, in that point of view.
What's your belief system?
Pardon?
Because I saw some of your. I don't know if I saw a what do you call it? A TikTok or a story. I don't remember what I saw, but you have different beliefs, right? Than like most Christians, I think.
Yeah, I'm a Unitarian, so I believe Jesus was created.
Oh. What else? I just forgot. What are all the implications of Unitarianism? I totally forgot what it was. He was created, and so
I mean,
he's
I
not
just believe like
God.
the Father's like the only God. I believe that. Well, obviously that would follow. I believe that Jesus is the Messiah, Son of God. I don't believe the term Son of God is talking about anything ontological there. And I believe the Holy Spirit is not a person, but the presence and the power of God, but not God.
So even like when you see the Holy Spirit talking to people, you don't think that's a person?
We would just read those verses as like personification.
Yeah. Interesting. What don't you like about the Trinity?
I just don't believe that it's the biblical truth. And I would just say that it's, I mean, like, let's just grant it that it's like the most logical thing in the world, which I don't, but let's just grant it.
Yeah.
It's just because something is logical doesn't make it biblical truth. Now, if you don't mind me clarifying, host, are you like a Protestant or are you like Orthodox or what's your
I'm not even
specifics?
Christian to begin with, but I do defend the Christian Trinitarian position, though.
Mm.
Yeah.
So why aren't you a Christian then, if you defend the position?
Great question.
I just gave up on Christianity. I just gave up. I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be in a religion.
Why?
I don't know. It just it got old for me after a while. I was like heavy into the church for a long, long time, going every day for like 12 hours a day, and I just got burnt out.
You say 12 hours a day?
literally.
Wait,
Plus,
What kind of
church is
Christian were you?
plus
Were
preaching.
you
what kind of church is
Messianic?
that?
No, it was a non-denominational church, but like it wasn't because I
Yeah,
didn't
bro,
have to
no
go every
wonder you
day.
left, bro. Like they just have rock concerts and like airbending pastors,
No, we didn't
bro.
have that. No. My
Like,
church
No,
was
no, don't do that.
My
Don't
church
do
wasn't
that. I
like that
think
at
all
all.
churches are
No,
brothers.
my church was very. If you want to look at it like in terms of like their structure and how they carry themselves, it was very similar to Jehovah's Witness. Aisha, you got a loud background.
okay,
So
cool.
it was very similar to how Jehovah's Witnesses are, where they're very like serious and they're not like singing and praising Jesus like hallelujah. It's not that type of church. It was very much like run like a theological seminary, and we just studied Bible pretty much for as long as possible.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think enough churches do Bible studies. I can't lie.
Yeah, no, this church
Like I
was,
actually rate churches that do that.
we have Bible study every week.
so we
You're
would
invited,
do,
by the way.
so we would have
Hello.
sermon. So we would have sermon. Let's say if you went right on the weekend, we would have a sermon, and then we'd have 3 sermons. But in between each sermons, we would go downstairs, and you would sit across from somebody and just do Bible studies back and forth for like 3 hours, and then go back to another sermon from the pastor, and then come back downstairs and do Bible study, and then another sermon, and then so it was intense Bible study stuff all the time.
That's why you're so good with the Bible. So it definitely did good.
Yeah, I learned the Bible through them a lot.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. He'll come back. But you know, if you start inquiring again, just pop over to my live for like a week.
If you start inquiring again, just pop over to the
No,
Messianic lives,
I literally cried. I almost cried yesterday. I had to stop myself from reading. What was it in Isaiah? The one that says he was pierced for our transgressions and all that.
Isaiah 53.
Yeah, I had to read that to somebody yesterday, and I literally had to stop myself from crying. But I just became arrogant, guys. I'm at a point where like God needs to do a burning bush or something for me. You know what I'm saying?
I think you will return to the Lord.
Yeah,
You're on your way. Just go with the flow, Scary. Okay.
I feel like a lot of people that
Jesus
like kind of
loves
turned
you.
away. I feel like a lot of people that like turn away from religion is because it was shoved down their throat a bit too much. And I feel like when something is like shoved down your throat, even if it's like the best, like imagine like a dish, like your food. Even if it's the best food in the world, if you're having it every day, it's like, ugh, this again.
No,
you know?
but nobody was doing it to me. Like nobody was requiring me. Like most of the members in my church didn't come 7 days a week, 12. It was just me doing that. So, and then I was also being very hard on myself because I know that the Bible preaches forgiveness and that God's mercy, but it also says things like, you know, the sexually immoral and the liars will not enter the kingdom of heaven. So I was wrestling with that with myself. And when I would ask my pastor, he'd be like, "No, brother, don't worry. Jesus loves you." And I'd be like, "No," but I felt like he was babying me, and so I wasn't.
No, but the thing is, like you incur a debt when you sin, right? The wages of sin is death, right? So you incur this debt when you sin. But when you ask God for forgiveness in the name of Jesus, the whole point is that now your debt is forgiven. Forgive us our debts, right? Forgive us our trespasses.
Yeah.
So
but I remember the.
But
one
if you
verse,
if you held to PSA, this is why. But I'm telling you, man, PSA is actually like the biggest heresy in the world, and so many Protestants and non-denoms hold to it. Just like the belief that like, okay, like God is just, right? And so like he has to punish sin, right? And so Jesus, instead of you, in substitution of you, so PSA is penal substitutionary atonement theory. So in substitution of you dies, and so now you have atonement.
Oh Lord,
No,
have
that's
mercy.
I don't believe that's what the Bible teaches. Like I believe the blood is obviously like the fountain of our salvation. I'm not negating the blood. I'm just saying the why is different.
Sure.
So why did Jesus?
Because if you have, pardon?
Why did Jesus die for you then?
Yeah, so Jesus's blood really does two things, right? Jesus says this is the blood of the covenant which has been poured out for the forgiveness of sins. So when you believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus, you are now grafted into the new covenant, in which case you can ask God to forgive you in Jesus's name, going under his headship, going under his authority. And now you can, your quote debt, you know, can be forgiven, right? It's in that regard. And another reason why is because by way of his blood, we read in Hebrews 9 that he becomes a high priest, right? We see that in the Old Testament pertaining to sin offerings. It says, in this way, the priest shall make atonement for them, right? Like as a vicarious representative, right? On behalf of them, but not instead of them, not in substitution of them. So in that same way, now Christ, you know, by way of his resurrection, he becomes an eternal priest for us. And now, like I said, you believe in the death, you know, you're grafted into the new covenant, you ask God in Jesus Christ's name, you know, going through your high priest, you know, accepting his death and resurrection, and now your debts can be forgiven. But it's not in the sense of like, you know, because then what you have is that you have a God that can't forgive you. Because if your debt's been paid, a debt can either be paid or forgiven. So if the debt's been paid, then there's nothing else to forgive. So even if the creditor should say, I forgive you, he forgives nothing because there's nothing left to forgive.
Yeah, but if
so you essentially have a God that's unable to forgive.
But if the person who's paying it is the same one who's supposed to be judging you, that is a forgiveness. That's like if I owe somebody money and they pay it themselves, that's forgiving.
So here's the okay. So if someone then pays the money, right? Is there do you then owe that person anything anymore? The creditor? No. So then there's nothing left for the creditor to forgive. So even if you should say, hey, you know, if your landlord, let's say, should say, I forgive it, or what's there left to forgive? It's been paid.
Let's say you owe me money, right? And then I pay it. Right? That's literally me forgiving you.
But you're wait, hold on. You're the one, so now Jesus would be the Father.
I mean, they're the same
what?
God.
They wouldn't be the same person though. We incur a debt. Jesus then pays it in our stead.
Yeah,
if the debt is paid, then everyone is forgiven.
But Jesus was sent by the Father, right?
Sure.
All right.
If Jesus has now paid the debt for all humanity, then as far as I'm concerned, everyone's forgiven. It leads to universalism.
No, because like Paul says, you can receive his sacrifice in a worthy manner or in an unworthy manner. So you can still become worthy or unworthy of his sacrifice, even if he gave it.
But the problem is okay, so you're saying it's like a gift, right? Yeah. Like this is a gift, right? But the problem is in Romans 4:4, Paul explicitly says that wages.
But wait. Do you think that most Christians believe that they could do whatever they want just because Jesus died for them?
I mean, no, but the problem is that like PSA essentially teaches that. Yeah, like I know they'll say like, oh, like it's a gift you have to receive, and like, oh, it's by faith and all of this.
Yeah, but
that's what their belief would ultimately collapse into. Jesus has already paid for the sin of the Muslim that thinks Jesus didn't die. Jesus has paid for the sin of the liar who did that. It's all been paid. The debt's been paid. What's there to forgive?
I think you're like literally. I mean, all these discussions that you're talking about are had by the disciples and the apostles in the Bible. Like they literally discuss these topics and they address both sides of the issue. They do tell you on one side of the coin that you are forgiven through Jesus Christ, but then they also tell you that you can become unworthy of his sacrifice. So there is no Christian. I've never heard of a Christian position that says you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, I don't think those two things like contradict my position. What I'm saying, even in Hebrews, it says that, you know, if you keep on sinning, you know, there is no sacrifice for you, right? So this would contradict OSAS, right? But that's more like for once saved, always saved people. That goes against their position. But like for PSA specifically, right? Like if God is paid, right, then he doesn't forgive. And if he forgives, then he's not paid. So if God forgives, then he's not paid. PSA is false.
It's interesting to me because your entire argument hinges on the fact that Jesus can't be God. Because if he is God, then it's the same God.
No, it has nothing to do with that at all. Even Catholics agree with me.
No, it only works with Jesus not being God. Yeah, because you would be saying that Jesus died, but then the God the Father God is the one forgiving you, and it's two separate people. But in the Trinitarian position, it's the same God that's doing everything.
No, because in in Revelations 5, it explicitly says, you are worthy to take the throne with your blood you purchased for God, in context being the Father. So it's still the Father, like the distinct person. So if Christ paid the wage, like Orthodox agree with me and Catholics also agree with me. So it's certainly not a thing about the Trinity. I can't lie. It's a moral problem. And here's the thing:
They're distinct
would you
persons,
say
but
that
they're not a distinct God?
that still doesn't refute my objection? My objection has got nothing to do with Jesus being God.
Like I said, your entire argument is just based on the fact that they're two different gods that would be doing this.
I don't believe Jesus is God.
I know you don't. That's how you can land on this argument. Because
it's about okay. Let me ask you something. Let me
me say something real quick. So your entire position is hinges on the fact that it's like it would make more sense if there was one God who you owe a debt to, and then another God comes and pays for it. That would make sense. But in the Christian paradigm, it's not analogous for most Christians that it's the same God doing it. It's just a tri-personal God. So it's still one God, and he's doing all this work through the Son and through the Father, but it's the same one God.
Yeah, I don't think that refutes my position.
So
I'm literally saying Catholics and Orthodox literally agree with me.
So is it a coincidence?
It's about you guys would so did Jesus pour his own would they say that Jesus poured his own wrath upon himself, or would they say the Father's wrath was poured upon the Son?
Yeah, I'm sure they could say it that way.
Okay, so the Father. Okay, so here's the problem that you have, right? So, would you say that under the PSA? Hold on.
Providence
Wait,
of
one
God.
second.
Yeah, whatever Jesus does is basically from the Father. So it's no matter how.
So he poured wrath on himself. That's not what the Bible says. That's like modalism. You would have found distinctions in role even within Trinitarianism.
Yeah, I just don't think your example is analogous to the Trinitarian.
Okay, so would you say that Jesus, the righteous, was condemned? You would say that, right? Like PSA, I know you're not like a Christian, but PSA folk would say that Jesus, the righteous, was condemned, right?
I'd have to read the exact verse, but...
I mean, y'all don't think Jesus was righteous and was condemned for the sins of humanity? That's literally PSA 101.
Okay.
Right. And would you say the wicked, us, was acquitted, right? We got off scotch-free, right? We deserved the punishment, but Jesus took it in substitution of us, right?
Are you saying the one where it says Jesus became a curse for us? Is that what you're saying?
No. The wicked, us, we were acquitted. So we basically got let go.
Okay, yeah. He was condemned for us, in short.
Right. So the righteous was condemned, Jesus, and the wicked was acquitted. Right. And then you read Proverbs 17:15. It says, he who condemns the righteous and he who acquits the wicked are both an abomination unto the Lord. So are we saying that the very manner in which we have forgiveness, God is judging by a manner that he himself calls an abomination?
Yeah, that's why it says he became a curse for us. Yeah. Does the Bible not say he became a curse for us?
That's speaking of Deuteronomy.
Did Jesus become a curse for us?
That's not what that verse is talking about.
So is Jesus
the verse, yeah, but in the sense of how. Okay. The verse is saying that the law, there was, if you read, I think Sajida will know this very well. The consequences of not following the law was that you have a curse, right? You get cursed, right? So when it says Jesus became a curse for us, right, it's talking about, it's not saying anything about like how, it's not saying anything about PSA. It's not even speaking about it in the same manner. You're literally saying that God judges by a standard that he himself calls an abomination. So you're basically saying God commits an abomination in his own eyes.
Which is a curse.
So God commits an abomination?
It says he's cursed.
So God commits an abomination.
Is Jesus cursed?
I don't believe Jesus is cursed like the way you're implying it.
Argue with whoever said he's cursed then, because it's not me. I didn't say it.
No, it says he became a curse for us. And then you have to read around the context of Galatians. Speaking of Deuteronomy, like Jesus was obedient to the law in a way that no one else had ever been. That's the context in which it's speaking about. Like, you have a God that is incapable of forgiveness under the PSA worldview. You have a God that essentially grounds his justice, you know, in punishment rather than forgiveness and love and mercy. Like, forgiveness has no meaning if God is paid. We incur the wage when we sin, and
So you're
that
telling
debt
me
that we incur is forgiven when
so
we ask for
you're-
repentance in Jesus'
You
name.
have a God that doesn't forgive because your God doesn't come to the earth and sacrifice himself.
No, I have a God that forgives because I ask him for forgiveness and I go under
Your God didn't
Jesus.
forgive you. Some guy named Jesus did.
No, God forgives
Who sacrificed?
me when I ask for forgiveness in Jesus' name, because
Did
now
God
I've been grafted into the new.
in your paradigm, did God ever sacrifice himself or did Jesus sacrifice himself?
Yeah, God can't die, no.
There you go. So you have an unsacrificial God.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, you have a mortal God.
You're right. Your God didn't forgive you.
I'd rather have a God who can sacrifice himself.
And your God didn't
Yeah, I mean,
demonstrate
John
his love for
3:16
you
says, God so
by
loved the
dying for
world that
you.
he sent his son, that whomever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. So God, the Father,
I bet you
sent
have
his
really
son, Jesus.
I bet you have
And if I
really
believe in Jesus' death and resurrection, I'm grafted into the new covenant, in which case I can have You guys are literally saying God judged in a manner in which he calls an abomination, and you guys can't show how your God can forgive if he's paid. If a debt is paid, it is not forgiven.
So let me get this straight. So you said earlier that it would be an abomination to make somebody pay for people's sins that's not their own, right? So whose sin did Jesus get sent to die for?
I don't believe Jesus died as punishment for my sin. That's the whole point. I reject that.
Why did he die?
Yeah, his blood ushers in the new covenant.
To help who?
To help us. But I don't believe Jesus died for my personal sin, because when you sin, it's a moral act upon your very soul.
So God
the Old Testament literally says sin. The Old Testament literally says sin cannot be transferred. It says each man will die for their own sin explicitly.
Still, but God sent an innocent man
What?
to die. So God sent an
So you're
innocent
telling
man.
me Jesus? So you're telling me God violated his own law?
That's what you're making it sound like.
What? The Old Testament says another man cannot die for another man's sin.
Did Jesus die to help you in any way?
Yeah, I believe the blood is the fountain of our salvation. I've said that. I reject the why.
Perfect. Did he deserve to die for any reason?
It was his mission to.
So God says that he detests those who shed innocent blood. But
Jesus says, I give up my life willingly.
Was Jesus innocent?
Yeah.
Did Jesus say it's not my will that's being done, but yours?
Yeah.
So he got
precisely my point. It was his mission to come and die.
So he said,
and he submits that will to the Father.
So he said, please forgive me. Please take this cup away from me. And God didn't?
Yeah, but then he still submitted to God's will in the end.
But he didn't want to.
Which was for him to die.
So he struggled with it.
Yeah. He was sweating blood. He was restless before his crucifixion.
That doesn't sound just. It's weird to say
It would be unjust if
it's weird to say
it would be unjust. It would be unjust if Jesus was dying for the sins of another. That's unjust. Hold on. Let me ask you something.
So look, in the verse where it says, imagine if I said to you, I love you so much that I'm gonna send someone else to die for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that violates God's justice, because it literally says that if someone else is dying for your sin, like someone else is literally dying in substitution of your sin.
God so loved the world that he sent his one and only begotten son to, what does it say? What's the rest of that?
Yeah, it just says God so loved the world that he sent his only son, that whomever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life.
Right. Does that make sense to you?
Right. Yeah, that does make sense to me. And I do believe in the one and only begotten Son, that he died and rose on the third day. And so through the belief of that, I'm grafted into the new covenant in which I can ask God for forgiveness. Like, why would Jesus say, forgive us our debts? Why would Jesus say in the Lord's Prayer to pray, forgive us our debts if the debt's been paid?
Because at that time, he was still trying to only come for the Israelites.
Oh, okay. So now we shouldn't pray the Lord's Prayer? Like it's expired now, right?
No, it's not expired.
So then why would we pray, forgive us our debts if the debt's been paid?
Because he didn't pay it yet. So look, for God
Yeah,
to
but
love
now he has paid it though. So why is Jesus still telling us, and early Christians are still saying that we should pray the Lord's Prayer? They obviously didn't understand it like you.
We spoke about
that. Makes no sense for Jesus to say to us, when you pray, pray like this. There was no indication in the verse that there would be some sort of an end to this prayer.
So look, let's read the verse here. Let me just pull it up real quick.
Yeah, forgive us our trespasses, forgive us our debts, depending on the translation. So Jesus is saying, forgive us our debts when the debt's been paid.
Right here. So it says, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him.
Yeah, I believe that.
So we're saved through his death.
Yeah, I never denied that. I literally started off by saying I do not deny that Jesus' blood is the fountain of our salvation. I just disagree on the why.
Okay.
Like you're acting like I deny the crucifixion. I don't, or that I deny its role in our salvation. I don't.
I just think
I just say it's for different reasons. Like why would it make sense for Jesus to say, forgive us our debts if the debt's been paid?
So
either you got to say to not pray the Lord's Prayer, which would just be like the craziest thing to say, because it's like, it's essentially expired.
That's like me asking you, why did he say I only came for the lost sheep of Israel?
Yeah, because only the ones who accept him are saved.
From Israel?
Yeah, we're grafted into Israel, according to Paul.
Right, so that's a later revelation, right?
No, it is like chronologically, but like
that's the point.
You're saying, can you show me in later Revelation where it says to not pray the Lord's Prayer?
It doesn't, but what I'm saying to you is that you asked me
Okay,
why
so then that doesn't follow then. So like, why is Jesus telling us to pray, forgive us our debts, but the debt's been paid?
Because at that time the debt wasn't paid.
Okay, so now we shouldn't pray it then, right?
No,
because the debt's been paid, right?
We still
so
sin.
why
we still sin.
So then why are we gonna ask forgive us our debts? Then why should we pray the Lord's Prayer?
I just told you because we still sin.
Yeah, but the debt's been paid though.
But we still sin.
So what's there left to forgive?
We still sin.
All right. Yeah, but the debt's been paid for that though.
But we keep sinning.
Yeah, but the debt's been paid for that.
Sister, look, I don't know what else to tell you. Look, I'm just trying to tell you why.
Yeah, like it's incoherent.
Yeah, I'm
precisely
trying to tell
my
you,
point. It doesn't make sense.
I'm trying to tell you why it happened chronologically. You have to agree with me that at some point Jesus Christ made the statement later after the Lord's Prayer teaching that he said, "This is the blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness."
Okay, so then we shouldn't pray the Lord's Prayer anymore because it's essentially
if you don't want to, that's fine. But I think many people understand very simply that both things can be true at the same time. It's not mutually exclusive.
You're saying that he said that because the debt hasn't been paid, and then simultaneously saying that we should still pray that because the debt's been paid? What?
I could literally play the same game with you, right? I could literally play the same game with you. Jesus said that you have the forgiveness of sin, so why do you do anything else?
Yeah, Jesus says he died for that reason. So because when you believe in his death and resurrection, you are grafted into the new covenant, in which case you can now be back in communion with God, in which case you can ask God for forgiveness, and God still has the free autonomy to forgive you by going under Jesus's headship. This is why Christians always pray in Jesus' name, because you have to go through Christ. In other words, believing in his authority as high priest, believing in him as the Messiah, believing in his death and resurrection. And when you approach God with that belief and you ask God to forgive you, he then does. That's the role that the blood plays.
What do you do with weird verses that are probably weird for you, that when Jesus says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega"? What do you do with that?
I don't believe those words are attributed to the Messiah, but the Father.
You don't believe in Revelations?
I do.
Well, that's what he says in Revelations. He says, I was dead. It doesn't say like he was dead, but he came alive. That's Jesus.
But why are we shifting the subject? That's got nothing to do with PSA.
It has everything to do. Your whole argument, like I said,
It has nothing to do with PSA. You're shifting the topic. You can't justify why should we pray the Lord's Prayer if the debt's been paid, bro?
Yeah, well, my understanding is that you're not understanding my explanation, so that's why I'm trying to just move forward.
You said that Jesus said, forgive us our debts, because at that time the debt hadn't been paid because he hadn't died. And then in the same breath you're saying, because we still sin and we still have a debt.
Sister,
therefore we should pray the Lord's Prayer. But hold on a minute. I thought the debt's already been paid.
Would you agree that Paul and James had disagreements on this same exact topic?
Yeah, I don't believe Paul and James contradict each other, but this has nothing to do with what I'm saying. Why is Jesus saying, forgive us? Why should Christians pray the Lord's Prayer, brother?
So I already told you, sister. I don't know what.
Yeah, you contradicted yourself. It's okay. I'm just gonna meet up. God bless you, brother. Take care.
God bless you.
Dang, why you let her dip out like that, man?
It's all right. I mean, look, these are hard conversations to have. At the end of the day, I just don't want to offend anybody, so it's not a big deal.
I understand now.
But yeah, I mean, to me, the whole position has to hinge on being separate, like one being God and one being just a man. If that's not the case,
everyone.
If it's the same God, then I think that whole thing falls apart for me personally.
Scary,
bro. You missed it. She said
Revelation 5:13 to her.
What?
I need to.
No, she
can
said.
Can I just say something because I have to go?
Yeah.
Scary. Don't forget, these people pull their understanding from a Bible canonized by Trinitarians. So
Not
the
only
Catholic Church does not believe in what they believe, and they get their understanding from the Bible from those people. So tell me you're foolish without telling me you're not foolish, bro.
Not only that, but it's just, you know, I don't know what she was getting at when she said, I don't attribute that to the Messiah. When Jesus said, I'm the Alpha and the Omega. I don't know, like, how does that work? How do you
Scary, you don't even need to go there. I don't go to verses with them. They don't pass the test to enter the classroom to get the lecture. Like, they literally get an understanding from people who didn't believe what they believe. Like, go get your own Bible. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you're saying that who canonized it didn't believe what you believe? Like,
Exactly.
how foolish are you?
Hey, Scary, you missed it though, brother. Look, in the beginning she said that Jesus didn't die for our sins, but then later on in the discussion, you made her. She ended up saying that he did die for our sins, but you didn't. I don't think you caught it. I was like, what?
She's just splitting hairs on that part. I don't get how you split hairs. Like, she said, I do believe that he died for our sins, but the reason is different.
Like what? It don't make any sense. Yeah. And then she said something about the priest. She was talking about he became a high priest, right? But the priests didn't actually shed their blood. The priests were actually sacrificing goats and lambs' blood. So
blessings, brothers, blessings.
It's the blood that was the atonement, not the priestly role.
Yeah. These things come from basically. It's almost like a atheist. It's almost like close to. It's like God can't do certain things. Like God can't come to the earth type of deal. I think that's what it also. You kind of forced to interpret verses in a weird way, but.
Well, the same way she was asking, why do we have to pray if the debt was already paid? That's why I ended up trolling in the comments, and I'm like, well, if I slap you and then I give you food, do I still have to say sorry?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, and that is a valid question, I would say, but it's literally I think after Jesus, that's literally the key point that all the disciples kept making. Like, some of them said you're justified by faith in some cases, but then you're also justified by keeping the commands, and it's like a paradox, but at the same time, I think it's a paradox that we would both have, because she would ask me, why do I have to do certain things if I'm forgiven? But I could just simply ask her, okay, do you not believe you're forgiven? Right? Either way.
Bro, she cooked you good. Stop denying
by the way.
you got cooked already by her, so stop denying that.
He did not get cooked. What are you talking about?
Yo, believer, you're a Muslim. Just like, shut up. But no, she doesn't believe that, bro.
She cooked you guys well. Thank you.
Yo, believer, shut the heck up.
Oh, why are you being disrespectful? Is that how Christians behave?
You know what's funny
Towards
is that
Muslims, sure, no problem.
it's literally the
Yeah, I
same
can
thing.
tell.
It's literally the same thing. Like we could tell you, believer, like you believe in getting forgiveness from a cube, right?
Bro, she cooked you. Why are you denying that?
Oh, so you don't want to address anything? You're just gonna say she cooked.
No, I want to address something. I don't even know
Yeah,
who
but
brought me up, first of all. But
you
anyways,
did.
let's
You
talk.
requested up.
No, I didn't. But let's talk. Yeah.
Here, you could just go down then if you did it. Yeah, it's the same. But every religion has this issue, right? It's God is telling you He'll forgive you for whatever reason. Either you're going around a block or you're receiving the sacrifice of Jesus. Either way, there's still this weird line where it's like, okay, am I forgiven or not? How long am I forgiven for? What if I do this crazy thing after that? There is tension there, but like I said, both sides have it. It's not just one side. Oh, H, aren't you the young kid that came up earlier? I can't talk. I told you I can't debate you, bro.
Hello.
Yeah, H, I can't debate you, brother. I can't.
Nah, yeah, don't. Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like for me, it's once you tell me that Jesus is not God, you run into so many issues, right? Like Jesus said, "I am the truth." I am the truth. That's God. I'm the Lord of the Sabbath. That's God.
Right.
Before Abraham was, I am. That's God. I'm the Alpha and the Omega. That's God. What else?
Not even that. Even when the Pharisees had said, "Well, do you not follow Moses' law?" and he said to them clearly, "I am the law."
Mm-hmm. He said, "I'm the King of Kings." And I like that one because it says he had a name written on him that no one knows but himself. Like, I think he's literally talking to Unitarians at that point. Yeah, it's just weird to me. I don't know. There's so many verses that they would struggle with. And I know that's why she didn't want to go there, even though she knew it was related. Because her whole position is based on making them different entities, right? They have to be different entities for her argument to work.
Yeah, you said that Jesus said that he said that I am the law. What verse is that? Because I don't think I've ever seen that. Are you sure he said that?
I'll find it for you.
Yo, W conscious, bro.
I think people just really, really struggle with there being a tripersonal God.
Well, I mean, that has nothing to do with the case because that's not something intelligible for us to even approach to consider what it means in the first place. But what are the issues with considering Jesus not to be God? You quoted all these verses, but what's going to be the problem with them?
Yeah, so unfortunately for you, Matthias, you're actually wrong. So it's actually more intelligible to believe in a tripersonal God. When you believe in a
that's presupposing my position, right?
No,
like
I'm not
presupposing what I take to be the case to be intelligible or not intelligible in the first place.
You can.
Then I don't care what you're talking about. What are the issues with?
You know what's crazy is that this is what I like about now that I'm like learning a little bit about church fathers and stuff. Like they were super into like philo stuff and like next level intelligent. Like you couldn't just be a Muslim and understand these things. You get what I'm saying? And you can't just want to think like, oh, I just want to make everything simple, right? It wouldn't work. These people were literally talking about things like necessary beings and issues with divine simplicity. And if you're not like smart enough to have these conversations, then you're not going to get it, right? So sorry if you guys don't get it, but that's what it's about.
Yeah, the fathers was base, man. They were ahead of their time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
and I think it makes sense to have these guys in a certain role of authority. Like I don't think they're infallible. Like that's just me. I know a lot of people don't believe that, but I don't think they were infallible. But I do think God set them in place so that we didn't have this chaos of people just coming up with their own interpretations and understanding of the Bible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Starting with Peter, who's a rock. You know. Yeah.
And I'm curious how would somebody like her address John 1:1? Where does she go to? She goes to the Jehovah's Witness interpretation, like he was a God.
No.
I don't even get it. How could she even get out of that,
brother? She runs from John 1:1 like it's a bad habit. Like I've tried to get her to debate me on John 1:1 so many times.
What could she
So
possibly say about John 1:1? I don't get it. As a
so
Christian.
basically statement of Jesus not directly saying I am the law, but indirect is Matthew 15 to 7 or Matthew 5 to 17.
No, guys. John
This is
1:1.
where he's there to fulfill the law.
Yeah, John
So
1:1
basically
though.
him being the fulfillment is him telling the Pharisees, I am the law.
Yeah, but John 1:1.
John 1:1, brother.
How do you get around that? The word was God. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
The word wasn't God. That's what the word was God means. The word wasn't God. And if the word was there,
No, the word
since the word was there since the beginning, before creation.
Yeah.
He's still just a man.
They're gonna try to say that it's saying that he's a God in the sense of an Elohim, and not in the sense of a Most High God. But the context clearly shows that it's talking about the Most High God because he's the one all things are being created through. Like what?
Well, the theory that she brings up, because she did it on
He's a guy. He's a
Tiger's
guy.
Life.
Yo, he's just a guy who created all things. Yo.
Right. Just
She did this thing on Tiger's Live where she said that, oh, because he's a different person, he has a different will. That means he's completely different from the Father, and so there's two of them, and he can't be this. Like, she went on a whole spiel, and Tiger put her in her place.
You know what I love? Like Revelations when it says, I am the one who is, the one who was, and the one who is to come.
One who is to come. Yes, sir.
Like that is just like, it's like he's just letting you know the whole thing. Like in case you were wondering, the guy you used to hear about back in the day, Jehovah, that was me. The guy who's here right now, that's me. And the guy who's coming later, that's also gonna be me. Like, what else do you need to hear, bro?
That's tough. That's tough, man.
It's me. It's always me, bro. I'm him. That's what he's telling you.
Like, brother, I don't know how they can read the Bible and not come to the same conclusion. I don't get it.
No, it's crazy.
Because their favorite statement is, let me tell you something.
Right.
Bro, they will literally read John. You ever heard them talk about John 1 and they say that it's talking about this second creation or whatever they call it? This second creation story? You ever heard of that?
I think I have heard that. Second creation story, yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's talking about how it's talking about him creating because you know how it says we become a new creation in Christ. So they're equivocating it. Yeah, I'm like, what? That's no way. It says everything was brought into existence through the Son. Yeah. Thrones, dominions, visible or invisible, no matter what it is. He gives you every category. Like, stop it.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. But anyway, let's go ahead and wrap it here, guys. I do appreciate you guys. Conscious, appreciate you, brother. I don't know if you go live or not, but I'll give you a follow.
I do, bro. I just followed you too. Yeah, because I think I've seen your live before, but I never actually stepped in because I thought you were a Muslim at first.
No, hell no. Stop for a lot.
That's not bad.
Scary is a cool guy. I met him through Macau.
He got that Muslim aura.
Yeah, he got that.
Just kidding.
All right, bro. God bless you.
Oh, just a public service announcement, guys. Next time y'all debate with Muslims, just make sure you notify them. Do not rub my back because I might have some unnecessary fluids, and do not kick my back because it might hurt my stomach.
Okay,
all right, guys. I appreciate you.
Be blessed,
right,
bro.
man.
Take care.
Take care, bro.
Take care. Peace
God
out.
bless. Take care.
God bless. God bless. All right, guys. So today we tried to have a conversation about Muslims not being able to prove Islam to Christians and Jews. And I think, we actually did have it. In the beginning, we had two guys that came up. They got absolutely destroyed because the same verse, Quran chapter 10, verse 94, which tells the unbelievers from their point of view to go to the people of the book about the story of the Pharaoh, would have been completely wrong, and they would have got baked on that. So that's a ginormous dilemma. Then we ended up trying to, unfortunately, we got into some interfaith discussions, which I usually try to avoid, but we got there today, and we probably hurt each other's feelings and all that, but it's all love. As you guys know, I don't pick a side either way, so you guys can have it. But I hope that we continue to just disprove Islam, right? Because my thing is this: whatever you believe, tripersonal God, Unitarian God, Either way, you guys all follow Jesus, who was a great guy. You know what I'm saying? He was great no matter who he was. And I'm so glad that this religion exists to basically tell people to be good and peaceful and forgive. And we compare that to Muhammad, who was just straight up evil. What's up, Dose?
Dose. What's up, Scary?
What up, man?
Bless you, bro.
Yo, Dose and Christ is Lord are the only two people I would ever let up while I'm trying to close my live. You know what I'm saying? They're the only ones.
Oh, you're trying to close. All right.
He's trying to close, bro. He's trying to close.
But bro, don't.
Well, where'd he go? Who dropped? Somebody dropped Dose?
No, you dropped Dose.
I did not drop Dose. I would never drop. Yo, I have mods. That's what happened. Oh, snap. It's daybreak. So somebody's ascending right now at daybreak. Yo, Allah, what you doing here, bro? Anyway, guys, so that's it. That's gonna do it for me. Like, you guys want to say anything to close out? Allah or Christ is Lord?
Allahu Akbar!
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Guys, give me a follow if you're not already. As you guys can see, I think I'm pretty fair when it comes to what I'm talking about. So yeah, give me a follow. We'll keep talking about it. Stay away from Islam, guys. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to follow that terrible moral standard that he left us. Muslims, I want you to ask yourself, you know, Jesus is your Messiah too. Why don't you follow his example and just stick to that? You know what I'm saying? Islam is growing. Fungus grows. Anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Everybody on YouTube, I appreciate you guys. Southern Jew, Server Control, Jason, everybody, appreciate you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one as well.